Yo, Cheryl, what's up? Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right there. Be right there. Just gotta plug some things in. I had a breaker trip. Of course. What's up, Ben? How's it going? A couple of fish. My man SVC, I saw you in there. I seen you. Look, I only pushed it back once, but I'm on time because it's whatever the time says. Hold up. It's gonna be a challenge. A challenge today, I'll be honest. This tank, it's so off the deep end, I don't even know. I don't even know what we're gonna accomplish, but I'm gonna try. Definitely try. Alright. Trying to get my little Mikey mic on. Yeah, the Mikey mic. Then I'll switch the view around, but right now we're just looking at the tank in question for today. Oh man. It's gonna be interesting. What's up, Cam Jam? How's it going? How is it going? Whew. Yep. What is up, beautiful yappity yap people? How's it going? Hope it's going all right. I'm gonna try and do the little lavalier mic again. Just give me a second. I forgot I got the magnet. Hopefully the magnet will solve my problem. Now, announcement off the front. I'm good. There's gonna be a video dropping on my channel today. Actually, it's an isopod video, so pretty specific audience. Okay, but I thought you guys might like to know. I'm on a roll. There's a couple of people I owe videos I need to finish. I'm hoping I can get those done after the stream and tomorrow, and just I'm in the groove editing right now, so I think I can get it done. I think so, but we're gonna find out. For some reason right now, it don't wanna recognize my one microphone, but it is what it is. Today we are going. There we go. Perfect. Now we got it. Today we're going to be rescaping this tank as per on the title. Jesus, I need to drink this coffee. Yeah, today we'll be rescaping this. It's my oldest 20 long, actually, my oldest one, and as you can see, it's quite overgrown. Let me zoom in. All that's in there right now is some Australs, a couple Coolie Loaches from when I first got into aquariums, and then my original pair of Pelvicochroma Drachenfelsi are in there. It's a pretty elite group. I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty elite group. So I'm hoping. Okay. Cam Jam said, hope everyone's warm. Yeah, I hope you guys are all staying warm. I know it's very snowy out and about. There's a lot of snow, but I haven't lost any power today, which is surprising. Real surprising to me. So, gotta count the blessings on that one. But, you know, Scotty says, crap from late, catching up from beginning on double time. Bro, you know you don't gotta catch up every time. Like, come on. What really has happened? Nothing's really happened. You're here perfectly on time. I'm just trying to figure out one last thing on here, then we can get to it. Today, I am basically hoping that the combination of trimming and rescaping this tank plus adding a new light, because it hasn't really had a real light on here in a minute. Right now I just got a barina shop light above, which is fine. But we got the Hygger Slim LED here, okay? The 30-inch, 26 watts. I'm gonna have to imagine the colors are gonna look better on this than the shop light. I'm just gonna imagine. Okay, so that's something I'm looking forward to. I lost my magnet for my thing. So we're gonna get into that, but I'm a little bit frazzled because I was just trying to get the video uploaded. I think it's premiering at 6:30. The breaker broke like a few seconds before I went live. Like, oh my god! But I gotta lock back in here. And of course, with the audio thing, like, bro, can you just select the audio input I want, please? That's all I want. That's all I really want. But I'm just gonna have to. Maybe that fixes it. Anyways, so hope you guys doing well. Hope things are breeding. Yes, Louise said, hey everybody, hope everyone's power stayed on, that you enjoyed the snow day if applicable. Definitely, my hands get too cold to go into the snow. They'll just turn white immediately. So like, I'm not doing all that. Oh my god, I got the mic to work. Okay, let me turn it down. Woo, we're good. I think we're actually good. Fantastic. What's up, Fishcapades? How's it going? How is it going? Okay, we're getting together for this moment. No, you didn't miss anything. I told you. What could you possibly miss in the amount of time that's gone by? Come on, it's been like 2 seconds. Oli. All right. Let's freaking get into this, man. Is this out of focus or? So, a couple challenges here. First challenge is going to be the fact that I'm probably going to want to put the moss / Utricularias somewhere. That's probably my first challenge, so I need to pull all the moss out. The second challenge is there are baby cribs in here, so like I should probably move them anyway. I should probably get hello everyone on the snowy cold evening. Yes, hello. Yeah, I'd probably move those out the way. And then the other thing I gotta decide is on the dwarf sage in here. Like, there's a lot. What do I do? Do I just straight up eliminate it all? There's not a ton in here I think that I want to keep necessarily. I mean, it's basically just it's a tank full of crap right now. So the other question is, should we just start by putting the Hygger light on it? Should we just start with the light on it and then scape, or should I take stuff out and then we I mean, maybe it's probably better to actually be able to see what's going on, huh? You tell me. Before we get into that, I'm just gonna do a quick little boop, 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 boop. Window capture. Let me just show you guys what's about to go down. Cam jam. Yeah, everyone's like, I'm glad to see you guys checking in. Like, okay, we're all alive in the snow and things like that. That's good. That's very good. I think that there was much panic. There was much panic, and I'm glad to see that, at least for so far, myself and the people in the chat, no one's come in and said that everything's been demolished. So that's a good sign. Okay, I'm just making sure my video is scheduled to be released and all that kind of stuff. Yep. View test report, new test. Wait. Oh, okay. We're good. We're good on that. Don't try and post a video and go live at the same time. I'm telling you. Okay, so let's get into this Hygger light. Let's open it up, because I do think that's going to determine. I think it's going to help us see things. I don't know. At least we'll see the colors accurately, right? That's got to matter for something. All right, if you got something to drink, I'm going to clink this screen. I got to drink this coffee, man. I'm dying. What's going on with me? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh, clink. Let's go. Perfect. Now, let's get into it. Let's get into it. I'm going to take my face off, and let's focus on the light. So, got the light right here. And actually, you can see the tank with the filter on, still going strong, as a matter of fact. We got the packaging here. 2-year warranty. I hear some stuff moving around the box. I did kind of drop it, so we'll see. Rip Dilbert, simultaneous sip. Let's go. Hygger did send me the light. I put in the description. I don't have a coupon or reference link. I told them I didn't want any financial compensation. I just want the free shit to try. And thusly, they have sent me a lot of shit. I'm trying to space it out, but we literally have like 6 different Hygger products right now. Okay, first impression, actually. The light is indeed slim. Is indeed very slim. I do like that. What's up, pond puppies? How's it going? Yeah, the light is indeed quite slim. You can see a little bit thinner than my finger. It's light. There's a little bit of sliding on this panel here. I think that might be by design, so you can take it off. I'm not sure. It slides a little bit. You can see end to end. Anyone know anything about diodes? Okay. You can inspect the diodes. I don't know anything about diodes. Okay. Here we got the light. I do like the top of it. Does feel pretty solid. This part is it feels a little flimsier. I don't know. Like I said, I dropped it. But the top part does actually feel surprisingly not plasticky. I'm trying to bend it. Like, do you see it? Do you see it bending? It's not bendy. I like that. I'm trying to like twist. I'm trying to like twist it and stuff. Yeah, okay. No, I like that. That feels good. Okay, where's the rest of it? We got the rail things. Cheryl said, I hate demulming plants. My 90-gallon looks like shit. Yeah, that's what I've been doing on the new tank with the Hygger filter. I've been messing around with the media in it and stuff. But there's just so much mulm in there. I mean, you guys saw the cloud of mulm last time. What's up, Beto? Okay, so I'm putting the little rail in here. That's one. Where'd my other one go? It did come in a bubble wrap and stuff, but I managed to shake it loose from its bubble wrap somehow. Okay, is there any? Yeah, in the box, there's like a little compartment to keep things from sliding around, but somehow I've managed to thwart their engineering here. I'm getting into the habit of morning brushing the plants to get detritus off leaves and into filter. Okay. Okay, we got a box inside. Let me see. Power cord. Whee! Need these. It says model YY 224 watt. Yeah. Input 100 V, 240 VAC, 50 to 60 hertz. Yeah. Output 20 volts. Okay. What's up, RTK? How's it going? What is up? Man, RTK was holding it down in the Discord earlier. Scotty was up in there bitching. Auntie K, she held it down. Usually she's the one complaining. Okay, take a look. This is the controller we got for the Slim. Okay. I am intimidated. I'm not gonna lie. I am intimidated by the controller. Okay. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. Yeah. So we got the whole clock. 12 hours. It's 12 at the top. It goes one, yep. You know how a clock works. So that's this. And this is 24/7. This button says 24/7 here. And then we got power button / mode. We got set. We got plus and minus. We got percentages for light levels. We got another timer up here. Cheryl says, I love the Hygger controllers, easy as heck. Meanwhile, I'm with a couple of fish at 6 buttons. Oh Lord, how scary. Oh wait, he's making fun of me. Never mind. Okay, it's just me. I guess it's just me. God damn. Okay, fine. All right. Let me just plug this in real quick. Let's put it on the tank. Come on. My light has a whole remote. I haven't figured out how to use it. What light would that be? So this is what it looks like now, okay? Just remember. Just remember. Now, should I raise it like I have this other light raised? Or should I start just low profile? As it would be if you didn't have zip ties like I do that are so fancy. Speaking of which, I didn't even put the other end of the rail on. So let me do that real quick. There we go. Ooh. I feel like the rails are not gonna like slide out immediately, which is nice. So I've been kind of having a problem. Now I got the 30-inch one because I wanted it to just be the exact size of the 20 long. What's up, Jesse? What's up, Ben Him? How's it going? Right now we're just trying out this Hygger light. So I'm gonna turn the one off up here, and I'm gonna plug the Hygger light in. I'm trying to figure out where my free plug is. I guess this works. Yeah, why not? That's not doing anything important. No way. No way. You just gotta hope sometimes when you unplug things, like, you kind of forget what it's for. Like, yeah, if this was important, I'd probably remember. Oh, okay. Okay. The new light is now on. Now, what I'm noticing in person, which I didn't really check my white balance, so I don't know if you'll notice it as much on here. But the color is significantly different to me in person. Let me do a little bit of an AV here. And I think I probably need to adjust my exposure. Yeah. Okay. Let me zoom in a bit. So this is just the Hygger light, and let me check the controller because I don't think it's even turned up yet. I already forgot where I plugged it in there, dog. Right, controller, over here. Okay. So I'm just hitting the power button and getting the different modes. So these are all these moody modes. Okay, and then here it is at 100%. It looks like you adjust it by, 10% of the time, seems like, which is nice. Okay. This guy said, look at that killie, beautiful. You just like killifish, man. You're just biased. All right, so I'm gonna turn off the Hygger light, and then I'm gonna turn on my shop light again. Now, I will say, the color difference to me in person is, oh, actually, no, on the screen it's obvious as well. It's actually quite, adjust my focus. Yeah, it is quite is quite dimmer. Huh. Okay. Maybe we're onto something here. Hold up. Turn this off. And I'm going to hit the controller. And we're back on. Now you guys tell me in the chat. If my video premieres at 6:30, I might watch it. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it live. I guess I should stick to what I'm doing, huh? Okay. Yeah, this is quite a bit brighter. It's probably a bit brighter, and the light is pretty nice. Like the colors, it's like a smoother transition. It's not just like, yeah, that is much better. Okay. Now, if I raise it a little bit, like my other one was raised, yeah, it's still quite a bit brighter. Way brighter. All right, Hygger, you win this one. You win. You know, it's funny. They just, I don't know. We did the first one with the tank, and I was kind of like, we're doing the live stream thing, like, but I guess they liked it because they sent a bunch more stuff. So, shit, we're off to a good start. Way brighter. Well, let's let me take the lids off and let's start getting into this. Oh man, I'm literally rolling up my sleeves. Like, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be pretty crazy. So, and also just in case you didn't realize, both lights are having to shine through a solid layer of duckweed. So this is the light shining through a solid top layer of duckweed. Just so you understand the full the full ramifications of what this brightness difference kind of means to me. Like, if that's what it looks like through duckweed, then I think we have a little bit more light we can reclaim here. And I actually do. I hate actually liking things on sponsored stuff because then I'm just like a shill, but the build of the light is nice. It is super slim, but it doesn't feel flimsy. The only part that felt flimsy was the actual plastic in front of the LEDs, but the body of the light itself felt nice. It's very solid. What is up? Lurking for realsies now to the tanks. Okay. Shout out, go to the tanks. Now I had the Australs in here. I just haven't had luck breeding them myself. I really haven't tried too much. 186 says, what is the plus and minus of raising a light? I think it's one way to control how intense the lighting is going to be. That's one thing people raise it for. And then the other thing I believe is that the spread of it. So it's spread across more of the tank, you know, because if it's closer, the light isn't spreading as far. But not all lights can be done that way because they might not be powerful enough to actually still be bright after you raise them, right? So I was raising it because my light was actually a little bit super thin. My shop light up here is super thin compared to the Hygger light. The Hygger light has like 3-ish rows of LEDs, and this is just one row of LEDs. So it's not very wide to begin with, so I had to raise it so it would get more. But already I'm pretty happy with the lighting level. I think it should work with the Casa timers. Bro, I need them to send me this light for a 40 breeder. Ole. Send me like 6 of them. I'm not joking. Okay, anyways. Let's get into this. Let's start removing some duckweed. That's what I gotta do. It's the only thing. It's the only first step that's valid. Removing duckweed. And you guys tell me if I scoop up a fish. If I scoop up a fish, then I'm gonna rely on you guys. Because I actually did kind of mess up catching a fish the other day. I feel bad about it. I'm not gonna lie. But okay. I'm a net duckweed person. I do the comb for smaller tanks, but that's only because I have a comb that's like exactly the size of a 5-gallon, and I have a comb that's like exactly the width of a 10-gallon. You know, I guess you could get nets that are the right size as well, but I just like getting a nice large to medium sized net and just skimming the surface with it. Now the problem with this tank we got to be careful with, I got the tiny duckweed. The tiny duckweed, I actually typically just have the giant duckweed. This super tiny where it's just like almost like dust. It is a little bit terrifying. I find it irritating as hell to get rid of because you need a fine enough net to net it out. And now you see as I'm getting rid of the duckweed, the whole thing is peaking. Louis said, hey, what's handling orders? We'll check in when I can. Just catching up on the website. I need some shorts. Happy escaping, Nick. Yo, happy. I don't know if you caught up on the replay the other day. I want to know if Amanda really made that order. There was someone on here named Amanda claiming that they were going to order stuff from your store. I want to see if it actually happened. Shout out to Louise. I wonder if like because people are scared of ordering online right now, if like more people that normally don't go to LFSs will start going to them this week. I know a couple of stores are doing snow day sales. At least they were on the weekend. I don't know if it's going to extend longer than that. It's a kind of interesting concept, at least for in person. I don't think I saw anyone. No, actually, wait. Some places, some online stores, I think did have a snow day sale. Maybe I'm crazy. I swear I saw one. Well, regardless. Snow day sales. It seems like for the most part, at least where I'm at, the snow hasn't been super devastating. So if the roads are clear tomorrow, I guess I'd go to the fish store. If they had if London Town had a sale tomorrow, I'd be there. I would. What am I saying? It's a great idea. I did a snow day sale, had 18 orders so far. Yeah, Element, yes. Ani K saying hi. Nick, you should put in a word with Hygger about giving you a free hair pump. Bro, you already got a free fish tank. I won't put in a word. You gotta start posting content, Ben. You probably shouldn't post of your 2 goldfish in a 2-gallon or whatever you got going on. Get some bug bites, and everyone seems to like them. Oh, got some bug bites, and everyone's saying, yeah, bug bites is a pretty decent food. I have to now turn down the exposure on the camera because I've revealed enough light now. I've now made it bright enough in the tank that I actually had it set too high. So now I'm at f4 at 6. My shutter speed is 60, and my ISO is 800, and I think it's my camera's base ISO. So I guess the other cool thing about this right now is like literally this is how bright it is with my camera. I'm basically not boosting the light at all to my normal of what I have to do with certain fish tanks. Cheryl said, I'm considering ordering some C123s from Moonlight. I have a $75 gift card that'll be expiring in a couple of months. I mean, sounds good to me. Sounds good to me, man. Moonlight Aquatics. Let me see. I want to remind myself what these quarries are. Cheryl, did you enjoy we've been talking about quarries almost too much on this stream recently. I don't know if you guys have been enjoying it or you guys are like, is all you care about corridors? But I've been enjoying it, so. What? This is what you're ordering? Oh, the Peru yellows. Are these the ones that I like? The yellow fins? No, I don't see any yellow fins in here. Okay. At first I was like, this is it? But they got them yellow fins. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. I approve. And they're not too expensive, so the gift card would actually... It would actually make a difference. That makes sense. Cheryl said all I care. Oh, Mel said all I care about is Corey's. Since when is that the case? Anike said I'm not going to LFS because it's negative 23 degrees Celsius. I don't drive, so I can't walk home fast enough in that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing it in those conditions either. Okay, so I want to remove the moss. These are my considerations as I do remove the moss. There shouldn't be too many fish. There's baby cribs that could be caught up in the moss. I'm just going to put it in a container with water. But there's not really a lot of fish in here. My other consideration is the cribs basically use this as cover for their fry. So like they're going to be pretty stressed out when I do this because I don't know. We're going to see if I can make it so you can actually tell. But on the left side, like they've shaped the moss. There's like a tunnel system back there, straight up. To the point where now a large amount of moss or algae is like, I'm putting that in every single cichlid breeding tank I have because they make nests out of it. Like, it's kind of crazy. I see my rainbow cichlids really made nests, and I was like, okay. But like, it seems like more than just them like to do that. The moss could be full of killie eggs. I don't know. When I was picking the Austral eggs, I wasn't having any luck. I decided not to get rid of the P82s quite yet and try them again. I checked my mop. There's like 100 eggs in it. We'll see if they hatch. I just put the mop in a hatching container. We'll see. And then I got the gold garden. I think my gold garden rice strain kind of looks significantly nicer than other ones. That strain seems to have a lot of variation. Just got your notification. Ooh, my isopod video is actually going. Guys, go like my video. Don't even watch the live. No, I'm joking. You don't have to go now, but I think my video is posted. Yeah. Come on.
I have to do it.
It's 14 minutes and 56 seconds. If you do watch it now, you're required to leave a like and a comment. But we'll see how this video does. There is a black spot at one point, like a clip was disabled. I decided it wasn't a big deal. I'll edit it out later. I should be able to in YouTube tools, but big video for the isopod agenda. I guess people like isopod stuff. I talk about basically like a year's worth of looking for isopods and this one specific one, and I go through how I found it, and I do a pretty good job of showing the entire like surrounding from where I found them, and I'm yapping and we're picking up trash, and it's like there's a whole vibe. And I'm using my music that I made on a members only stream a bit ago. So the music is all me. Okay, so I'll put the link in the chat. If you feel like being nice, go watch the video for 15 minutes and come back. I'm just going to be removing moss. But at the very least, leave a like and a comment if that's how you actually feel. But we'll see. I'm curious what people think of this one. Okay, back to what I was doing. At least, what's funny, 186? At least you got notifications. All people ever talk to me about is how they never get notifications for anything that I do. So I guess I should be happy about that. Now the nice thing about this is most of the utricularia that I don't want to deal with anyway is in this moss. So I'm kind of solving one major problem, which is the worst carnivorous. I regret the day I ever bought that plant. But the funny thing is, when I did buy it, I killed it somehow, I think. The original time I bought it, but then it hitchhiked on some plant I got in the auction, and I've had it ever since. Scotty said, if you don't go for 4 hours tonight, I'll watch the videos afterwards, otherwise I'll watch in the morning. Okay. I mean, guys, bro, you guys know me well enough. It would be hard to, if I go 4 hours, then that's crazy. I might need another cup of coffee for that. I also just lost the tweezers that I was holding in my hand. Like, did you guys see where I put it? Where did I put my tweezers, man? It was literally right. I just had. Oh, there it is. Never I wonder where they went. I think I would enjoy isopods, but the females in my life would disappear. What? Just don't tell them about it. And they wouldn't disappear if you keep calling them females in your life. They're gonna disappear a lot faster. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me just refer to Jessica. Yes, Jessica, you're the female in my life. Oh man. Oh man, out the door. No way. I did have Jessica preview the video. I did. She was the main quality control person. And she had a lot of commentary. There was a lot of puns. There was a lot of stupid jokes. There was good feedback. Definitely thought the isopods were ugly. She does pay attention enough when I mentioned scuds. She was like, boo! I was like, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we don't rock with the scuds, baby. But when I'm talking about the isopod, I'm like, this is the isopod I want to find. She's like, that's the one you wanted to find? That thing is hideous. Listen, there's someone out there for everyone, right? So there's someone out there for every isopod, right? I guess Lirceus Brachyurus, that's just me. Man, this is crazy, actually being able to see into this tank. I mean, removing the plants and the duckweed, yes, but like the light, what I like about the light is it's diffused nicely. I'm just used to shop lights, basically. Okay, I'm used to shop lights. Pond Puffy says, is a snowstorm a good time for? Yes, it is. It's a great time. My stir-by cories laid a bunch of eggs the other night. Looks like some good ones, and I put them in there. Also, I got CO2 running. I don't want to show it because this rail is kind of in the way, so it's not like set up nicely, but it's in there, and I guess I probably will show it. It's using another Hygger product. I'm using the stainless steel diffuser, so I want to space it out. I don't want to promote more than one Hygger product in each live. Oh shit, there's still shrimp in here. There's some baby shrimp in here. I'm getting all this guppy grass. I don't want any of that. I did a 50% water change on my tanks before the storm for the heck of it. I think you should have some good luck. I haven't gotten eggs from the cories that I'd really like. My eggs is easy. I didn't really expect any from. I haven't had them that long. They don't really seem that big. I don't know how big they really get, but to me, they don't look like they'd be laying any eggs. I don't know how else to say it. The stir-by I gain eggs from. The panda cories are always laying eggs, so I didn't really notice the difference. I need to double check. I think some Apistos, some cichlids may be onto something, but I haven't had a chance to really check. Yo, we're not doing Scud Alliance in here, bro. Get that out of here. Hey, yo, where's my mods? Next person that says Scud Alliance, yo, time them out, man. Time them out. No way. You can't let it slide. I do have a mop back here. Should I check it for eggs? I don't even know if there'd be eggs in here. My straws seem to like laying stuff in the substrate. Now, an interesting thing, I'm curious to see how hot this light gets. I don't know if you guys care about if lights get hot. I actually like when lights get hot because I use the lights to dry out things like duckweed that I feed this stuff. I really like the profile of the light, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm always knocking stuff around, so the least space that it takes up, the better. So I do like the slim look. Jose said, if you have more mods, may get more cooperation. Is that a request? I gotta choose my mods carefully, man. Okay, if you give everyone mod, like you could be like Jorge, just give everyone mod. Then it's just meaningless. You know, just everyone could be a mod. I do not want everyone to be a mod. I'm surprised no one has scammed Jorge with some random link. Someone really needs to show the bad side of making everyone mod. I'm too scared of that, man. I know I get some troll in here posting a crazy link. I know it. I know it. All right, where's my algae scraper? We gotta scrape the glass here. Something has to be done. Something has to be done. I actually don't know where my real one is. No Aquarium Co-op Unbreakable Catch Cup. I had 2 of them and I broke them both. Now I am exceptionally clumsy, so I would put that blame on me. But I really like these cups. Now, these are a measuring cup I got off Amazon. It comes in a set of 3, I think. It's 3 different sizes, which is nice. It's really clear, okay, which is nice. It's not, the distortion ain't too bad on it. You know what I mean? I guess it's kind of dark. And then the other thing is the handle goes straight down, so you can use it hanging on the aquarium. So I've been using these, and also I like the round cups because I often use things for eggs. I swirl in the middle, so all the eggs settle in the middle. So I like round stuff for catching things. But if I had a favorite catch cup, and you know, I used to wear the Sarah shirt on here constantly. If anyone knows any Sarah representative, please. I want to shill for the catch cups. Like, I'll hang them on every tank most of the time when I stream and can remember it. I think they got my favorite catch cup of all time, and that's how I picked this thing, because it's clear. Now, of course, theirs has a straight wall, which would be better for seeing things, but it's clear, and I think its handle is very nice. It goes on the sides straight down very nicely. I love it. Sarah, I need, like, okay, how greedy can I be? I mean, I'd love to have 10 of them. I've got a lot of tanks. I got over 30 tanks, so I need a few of them. You know what I mean? But, like, send me, like, 4. You know? I'll give you a little product placement. I just don't know where to buy this stuff in the U.S. I haven't seen them in a store yet. It's a coup d'etat around here? What are you talking about? Yo, did you guys see, Jose said those are nice cups? Yeah, I'm telling you, man. See, Jose knows luxury. Jose knows luxury. Let's see. Anyone watch my video yet? Okay, we got 8 views, 3 likes. Ani K left 2 comments. Let's go, man. Ani K is the best. Oh, your dreams come true. Okay. Girl Talks Fish. You guys see Girl Talks Fish came back, by the way?
Hi, my real.
It was a nice video. I didn't really watch her videos that much before because, you know, I'm just into different things than she's usually talking about. But what I liked, it was just a nice, I don't know, sometimes it's interesting hearing about how people's year was, and I just kind of related to some of the things that she was dealing with last year, like employment and things like that, so good stuff. All right, back to tank things. Oh, Anike actually watched the video. Okay. That, I appreciate that greatly. Said it was a good video. You speak at a good speed to watch on 2x with captions. Good enviro reminders too. I appreciate that. I did speak really slowly this video. My first recording of the voiceover, Ada was trying to eat something, and then I went to catch her, and I accidentally turned off the recording, so I had some audio challenges, but we finished it. So I should have 3 Austral males and 2 females in here, which I'm seeing. I'm seeing a collection of crib babies in the back here. Oh yeah. Let's see on the bottom left corner. So we got the fish here. We definitely got the fish here. Now, I guess the next step is going to be, I think I want to move the substrate is so tall in the front, and that's what I kind of want to move back, you know, because I think any kind of rescape, I think we move the substrate back, and then I'll do like I'll siphon some stuff out because it's going to be hard to see anyway, and I'll be kicking up a lot of stuff. But this is, again, my oldest aquarium, 20 long that is. My first was a 10-gallon. My first personal aquarium was a 10-gallon. And then pretty much at the same time, I got this 20 long. And you know what's so funny? I did the same thing everyone else does. I tried to do like a path down the middle. That was a long time ago. I had black sand. I think I've mixed a few colors of sand I've mixed in here since then. And I kept all sorts of fish in here. I bred CPDs for the first time in here in a catch cup. The coolie loaches have always been in here. I had my first fundal panchax scalaris from the low location. They were in here for a little bit. They're in here for a little bit. What else did I do in here? The cribs haven't always been in here. I'm trying to think of what dwarf cichlid I've bred in here. You know what? I don't know if I've bred any dwarf cichlids in here besides the cribs. It was mostly just the, I kind of put like odd stuff in here, like the coolie loaches, the CPDs. I know I had some. Oh, you know what? The peacock gudgeons were in here. I think the first time I got baby peacock gudgeons was in this tank. So that was that was definitely a little bit ago. That was quite a while ago. I'm just gonna quickly I'm scraping off the glass real quick. It's just like diatoms. If I put some, I just should put some red bristlenose plecos in here, because that's the one glass thing they actually do clean really well for me. I had 2 of them. I put in a 40 breeder, and they cleared the front glass of all the diatoms in like 12 hours. It's pretty nice. All right. So moving some of that back. Okay. All right, that's a good start. That's a good start. Let me see. I've pulled out a bunch. While I'm already pulling stuff out, I may as well get some of this front dwarf sag. Just the stuff that's right in the front, because I know I'm going to want to move that, probably. I think I'm just going to use my hands, honestly. I should get some of those plecos. Yeah, oh, that came out way easier than I expected. So I didn't push all the way on the right because I actually had some rocks. Would you believe it? There's quite a lot of rocks in this substrate. I know. I can't believe I actually had rocks in here. That's so unlike me. Okay. I'm going to now do some vacuuming. I'm gonna dig some water out. And then also that'll make me feel better about the odds of something jumping while I'm here. Because I haven't really had a lot of issues with, I mean, look, I have enough killies. Yes, I've had plenty of killies jump. But I actually don't generally worry about killifish jumping in most tanks. It's really just if you have them in smaller tanks where they can't get away from each other any other way. So, and that's one thing why I am kind of like, I have a lot of lights that come on immediately. I do think that startles fish, and I do think that's a problem. I think that's why I lost my male pike when I was at the Clash. I mean, I've seen it in person. The lights come on immediately. Even if there's other lights on in the room, it does startle them. And that can be when something jumps. If it's not, again, them just not being able to get away in the moment because of advances related to breeding or just normal hierarchy disputes. So I don't, in this tank, I wouldn't even worry about them jumping out because I had so much shit in it. Now, of course, that's changing slightly. But, you know. Now I'm lowering the water level. We should be all right for a bit. Well, by the time we're done, or by the time we are done, it'll be fine. Okay. Nick walked past my one tank, and one of the fishes launched out. Jesus Christ. Well, even as I say, I don't typically worry about it a ton. Lost some audio, huh? I know you guys don't want to hear me talk that badly. Come on. You were freed. It wasn't a loss of audio. You were freed. And then you told me about it. You foolish. Very foolish. You could have lived your life. You could have enjoyed this stream, just a visual, you know? Audio go out, or it's just me? No, it's just you, man. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Alright. I'm only taking it back that far because the water's probably going to be colder. I'll change it pretty slowly when I do fill it back up. But I'm not going to do a big ass water change on this thing right now. Okay. Let's let it settle for a second. Making the camera a bit more eye level with it. Okay. More sloping. That's an improvement. I need to actually take out the dwarf sage on the right. Yeah, need to do that. I see that there's you can't see because I'm in the way. There's a cave that's now been revealed. I guess was under the substrate this whole time. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I guess we can retrieve that. Oh, what else am I seeing? Just gotta let it clear up a little bit more before I fully get into it. Now, I'm kind of like, where do I go from here on this tank? Because I don't think I like the killifish in there. I think I need to actually decide if I want to breed them or not and like collect eggs. And I got the cribs in there. I think they're just going to stay in there, honestly. But I've been trying to think of what else. I was considering putting my guppies in there. That would work if the killifish are out, because the guppies I got from Ross, they just get a little bit longer tails, and it's kind of just like trying to find tank mates that don't jack up their tails has been kind of a challenge, and I don't want to put them with killifish. So I think if I take the Australs out, put them elsewhere, then I can put my guppies in here, the ones that I actually am trying to breed, and I do the guppies in the cribs. And I feel like that would actually work pretty well for me. And is there anything else that I could really do in here? I mean, eventually I want to put the cribs in a bigger tank. So I don't know. That is gonna affect how I escape it though. So that's why I'm talking about it. Because what am I actually gonna? Okay, I'm always gonna have a dwarf cichlid pair in here. I know that. I definitely know that. So the caves and stuff, that's good. My coolie loaches, there's no way I'm going to try and catch them. They've been in there from the beginning. They're gonna stay in there. All right, that's good. Yeah, the killifish, and you see, look, my Australs, they just want to lay in the substrate. So it's made the whole mop thing not really work that well for me. So if I were to breed them, I would probably put them in a tank with no sand, and then I would let them lay in the sand and filter the eggs out the sand like I do with my Galaris. But when I was doing it before, my eggs just were not developing. So I don't know if the water wasn't soft enough somehow, but I didn't try that hard. So if I move the Australs, it's gonna be to a tank I can actually breed them in. And right now, I don't know which tank that is. I'm kind of thinking. I have sand. I have a lot of sand in all my tanks. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be no sand. It's just gotta be like a specific cup of sand that's like in an ideal location that they like. So I probably can pull it off somewhere. I could put them with my bettas, maybe. The betta Albemarle and Alda, I just moved those to their own tank, but I kind of like them having their own tank. All right. I'm gonna put some more water in probably. I'm gonna put some more water in. That gives me a lot to think about though. I have been working on some other tanks. This tank doesn't show up on the stream very often, but until recently there was a lot of duckweed in here. That's just like, now I want the Hygger light on all my 20 longs. I'm gonna need a lot of lights. I think I got 1, 2, 3. I have 9, 10. I have 10 20 longs, I think. Okay, anyways. Yeah, slowly working on that tank. It was covered in duckweed, you couldn't see in it. Tons of mulm. It's a little bit better now. Now we're working on this one. So you guys see I'm kind of going through. Ani K said, "Oh, that actually looks good." I'm working on it, man. We're making things around here a bit better on average. That's kind of the goal, and kind of why I like Hygger needs to send me more lights. Like this tank, this used to be the green water tank. You guys remember? Now it's looking nice. Okay. Spoiler alert. This is the one that I'm gonna put CO2 in. And this tank we escaped on stream, and I'm still working on it. I'm still playing around with it. I'm letting it be a process, so I'm not stressing about it too much. I put an extra air stone in, just cause. The Hygger filter's been good. I put the Robocops in here. I put some gold ring Daniels in here as dithers. And all the fish that are in there are still alive, by the way. That from Mick that I didn't catch in time, they're all doing all right. So I'm pretty happy about that. It's one less fish I've slaughtered recently. So yeah, working on getting stuff looking better on average. Like this tank, it needs an actual scape to it, but as far as like clarity and like health of the fish inside, I would say the fish are doing very nicely compared to before, which is better environment. The only thing is I got too many pairs of Epistos in there. So you see the top right. So I need to fish them out. It's been hard to catch them. I got 3 pairs at the clash. It's just too. I think it's too many males. So I gotta find a place to put them. I really do. But the barbs have been looking fantastic. And the one zipper loach, it was supposed to be a rosy loach, but it snuck in my bag. Okay. Enough show and tell. Ugh. Thank you, Annika and Gamer1672. We're working on it. Like I said, the average of ugly to not ugly tanks is improving. I do want to get it to where I want to say it's gallery level in here, but like I just don't want to feel embarrassed. I don't want to feel embarrassed. Right now, if someone came into the fish room, I'd be embarrassed about a lot of things. So it's a lot better than it used to be, but still got a ways to go. Let me start this water. And then I'm kind of just thinking. I'm thinking about the fish, and if I want to move any fish now, or if I want to wait until after I've escaped. I'm probably gonna wait. No need to rush it. There really is no need to rush it. I guess I don't want to slope too much. I don't want to throw the substrate back too much because I just don't know what the cribs are doing. I just want to make sure I don't bury them. There is a rock pile in the back left, so I don't want to push too much sand up in there out of nowhere. But this is already an improvement. I can see into the tank, and it's not like a foot of sand entirely at the front. So that's an improvement. Let me start some water. The escaping thing is definitely a journey, you know? It's definitely a journey. I'm still bad at escaping. I think I know what looks. I think I have a good idea of what looks good and what looks bad, but I just don't know how to execute it, and then it takes me too long. I think it's my. I'm just learning, you know. I'm learning. I would, as soon as the Clash opened it, I would sign up for the aquascaping competition just for fun. But I don't know, how much is it? Like 100 and something? Like I probably should use that money elsewhere. Although it's very tempting. It would be fun to, can you imagine me, Big Steve, and Bomba all competing in the aquascape competition for the Clash? That'd be pretty hilarious. I think I would probably embarrass myself, but it would. I'm sure you would all be entertained. I'm sure. No doubt about that. Okay, filling this up. I'm just checking because people. Thank you, Jose, commented on the video. Said you actually went on an adventure looking for your dream. Good video. Actually enjoyed it. What the hell? Yo, I gotta. 1 second. I wasn't even gonna. I was just checking on some like subtle shit, like being vain, wanting to see if the people had started watching the video yet. Then I see Jose cyberbullying me once again. Some things just never change, man. So, look at this. You actually went on an adventure looking for your dream. Good video. Actually enjoyed it. Come on, man. What's wrong with you? But I appreciate it. Anike said, yeah, the money would be a no. I'd rather buy Fisher plants. That's kind of my thing. You see, little crib baby over there. I should probably take the crib babies out. Well, actually, no, I do have a place to put those. I do. I just cleared a 5-gallon that was housing the shell dwellers for a little bit, and then it has some baby, now, sub-adult killifish and porthole live bearers. I could probably put some baby cribs in there. There's nothing on the bottom. 186 says beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I agree, but how beautiful something is I think how beautiful something is definitely in the eye of the beholder. Whether or not something is beautiful, it is in the eye of the beholder, but there's more consensus on that. Like, for the most part, if I see a tank and I think it's ugly, like actually think it's ugly, I'm not just being an asshole, then chances are most people would also think it was ugly. You know what I mean? They might not think it's a 1, they might think it's a 3, while I think it's a 2. That's where I think it kind of gets subjective. But just big picture, I don't know. I kind of feel like you look at something that's ugly and something that looks really nice, and it's kind of understood. I don't know. Like, if I put a giant 3-foot scud in the middle of this tank, we'd all agree that was terrifying. It's horrible. Adjust my exposure real quick. You're just going to be watching Australs just trying to lay eggs everywhere, basically. It's kind of crazy. I'm turning my aperture up to 5.6, which is pretty high, and it's still pretty visible there. Yeah, I might have to put something in here. Well, actually, I do want to do a video on the Dragonfell side, so I can film them in here. No problem. Hey, yo, Big Steve. What's up, Big Steve, with the big money, $5. Hey, yo. What's up, Big Steve? Appreciate you. Thank you. Steve, you know all this adds up, man. You got to stop. You hit your donation limit for the month. Come on, bro. You're like single-handedly funding the stream right now. It's a very expensive stream to run. Only Big Steve could afford to fund it. We got the highest production. Now, Steve, if you ignore me, donate like 10 more times, like maybe I'll stream more than once every 5 days, you know. I know he's been calling me a part-time streamer. This guy. I should be streaming pretty regularly this week, because my evenings, I don't have as many evening things going on. So I might stream again tomorrow if I can. The thing is, I gotta actually want to talk about something. You know, I'm pretty exhausted today, but I got the video out. I'm excited about that, and I got this light, which I'm increasingly getting excited about as I see The one thing that is nice, aquarium lights do the color spectrum or whatever. I don't know what it is. It does make a pretty big difference though, and it looks very smooth right now. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. It's just nicely diffused or whatever. Someone knows the words. So on one hand, it's like, man, I like having all these shop lights and stuff, but then I need a gradual turn on. I do like that. I don't know. I don't know what the ultimate solution is. I don't like scaring fish, though, with the light turning on, I'll tell you that. I think my half-beak hurt itself jumping because it was scared. And she was already she was starting to go into labor, which last time she did that, it seemed to be pretty stressful. So that's like another thing, just another thing to consider, because we need more. We need more. But anyways, point is, I like this light. There's a Chihiro's light on sale near me. I just don't have the money for it right now. I told Jessica, I was like, look, I'm not spending anything on fish stuff for a while. I got everything I need. I'm trying to stay by that. Steve said, Nick, when you go into Louise's again, I'm not sure. I have a bunch of stuff. So what I'm gonna do most of after the stream and then tomorrow, so like late into tonight, I owe edits to a bunch of people. I want to get them all done by tomorrow. That's my goal. Now, I finished my own video, which is pretty much impossible. So I figure if I can do that, like I gotta stay on top of my shit. So I'm hoping 2026 is gonna be solid for productivity. Did this MFR just say Chihiro's? Well, I want it for the nice tank, the one nice tank. You know, the guy keeps lowering the price, but no one wants to buy it. So like, if it's still there, and I eventually have the money, and then I'm in the area, cause I think it's like in Harrisburg. So if I go down there, yeah, I might pick it up. Now, as this fills up, I got an option for you guys. I can keep literally just talking about, I don't even know what I've been talking about the last 10, 15 minutes. I could briefly, while the tank fills up, like there was some live food Facebook drama. I could go over that if you want. And I did not start the drama. I don't think I participated at all, really. But, you know, if you want to see a bunch of fish people talking about live foods, let me know. Ani K said, tell us the drama. All right. You guys want the drama. Why do I even ask? Bunch of degenerates. I don't know how I got, like, I don't know how, like, with the, you know, just the few viewers that I get, you know, the handful, how are all of them such degenerates, man? Who encouraged this? It wasn't me. I tried to teach everyone right. Big Steve said, yo, Big Steve with another $2 said, yes, drama. All right, Steve. All right. You get the drama. It was Funk who brought us. Oh my gosh, that's who that makes a lot of sense. If this was Funk's fault, yeah, that makes sense. He'd definitely be doing his own thing. Okay, drama. So, and I'm gonna preface this with, I don't personally have any issue with anyone in my area club related. Like, seriously, I don't hold any grudges against anyone over fish stuff. Like, I just think that's silly. So I don't. Now, do I often, if I see something I think is untrue or unscrupulous, will I make a comment about it? Yes. But legitimately, it is not because I'm like mad at someone or anything. Bro, you guys see me on stream all the time. When I think that something is whatever, I just say, hey, this is what I think about that thing, right? Okay. What's up, JP? So, I preface all to say, actually, 186 said I can add to the drama. I thought I heard Skeptical's voice earlier this week. Where'd you, like, in your head? You should probably get that checked out, man. That sounds rather dangerous. You're just hearing voices. Oh, you know what? Someone said to me, they were like, you shouldn't ever like watch Skeptical's video because it gives them whatever. I'm like, do you guys not understand? Do you guys not understand that this is entertainment? for all of us. Like, I don't care if I'm giving anyone views or whatever. Like, this is my entertainment. So I'm getting what I want out of it. I'm watching a video, I'm watching a video, and we're all reacting to it. And to me, that's entertaining. So Skeptical gets more views, more power to him. He's doing his job. That's fine. Okay. So this all started with these, and I preference the whole I don't have an issue with people thing because it's a local. I'm talking about someone that's local to me, which is Mandy, who's the president of the Aquarium Club of Maryland group. Okay, so whenever I talk about someone local, I just try and make it. I'm not trying to like start any issues, but you know, you can only say what you can say, right? The only person I do have an issue with is clearly Callie because she wrote an extremely untrue post about me on Facebook. I've never even met her, so yeah, fuck her and API. But really, Callie's post probably was motivated by Mandy. So realistically, I should have an issue with Mandy, but I don't because I enjoy the club meetings, I enjoy the auction, and she doesn't really do anything that bothers me that much. Steve said local drama even better. You know, even though I think she probably was behind the information that caused the false Callie post to be made. You know, whatever, man. It doesn't really bother me. But she's been doing these blackworm breeder box talks, which is basically, well, I don't really have the whole method. I haven't gone to one yet. She's doing the talk at the Potomac Valley Aquarium Society at their next meeting, I think, in February. So if you want to see it, you can go to that. But the thing is early iterations of the advertising for this involved her saying that she invented the breeder box method. It's just kind of like the wording is like featuring the groundbreaking blackworm breeder box method, and published in Amazonas, and inventor of the method and all this stuff. And for a lot of people, breeding blackworms in a breeder box hanging on the side of the tank is not a new concept. You know, I've seen screenshots of people discussing it from like 20 years ago. You know, so when you start putting inventor and stuff on things, that's when like you'll get people feeling the need to like, I don't know, be like, what? How dare you say that you're an inventor? You know what I mean? Like, I think a talk about breeding blackworms in a breeder box is really cool. A lot of people could benefit from it. A lot of people haven't even thought about that idea. So I think it's a net positive. I think it is. But I think it's just the extra sauce you put on it that you're going to invite people to try and call you out. And I don't know if you're familiar with the live food cultures for aquariums Facebook group, but it's pretty active. And people often post their methods and give feedback. And it's just kind of like a open information thing, right? So then also it's the aspect of bringing something that feels kind of self-aggrandizing, kind of advertising, and then also she's selling these breeder box kits at the talks, and probably there's a speaker fee involved. So it kind of becomes a different vibe than what is usually a Facebook group where people are just sharing information freely and about live foods, right? Anyways, I know this is like a ton of backstory. But so she's been doing this for like the last year or so. I think the first video she posted about it was August 2023. What's up, Jody? How's it going? And finally, someone who is an all-star contributor on this page. Okay, so this is not me, you know, being a troublemaker. David, I guess I'll just leave it out of it. But all-star contributor made this post. And the title is, and you know it's serious when a Facebook post has a title. The title is The Blackworm Breeder Box Method, Technical Clarification and Discussion. Okay. Now, for documentation purposes, I began using and publicly sharing the breeder box method for blackworm culture in this group in August 2023. Parentheses, see attached posts. This was not theoretical. It was an active running system shared here during live experimentation. Now, I'll stop here just to say, like, again, I think a big part of what will invite criticism is just that people have been breeding blackworms in a breeder box it's called a breeder box, you know. And again, some of the earlier promotions, there was mention of like it being a patented method, which invites a lot of questions in itself. Like, what exactly are you patenting? You can't a utility patent, like you can patent methods that use other companies' products in unique ways if it's not, you know, what is an obvious intention of that original design. Is my understanding. In a breeder box, probably breeding something in it would probably fall along the terms of something predictable you use it for. But he says, I'm glad to see blackworm culture gaining more attention, workshops being hosted, and aquarium clubs benefiting from education and fundraising. This is very pointed. It's only about one person. They're selling workshop kits at these talks. $50 for the fry tray kit, that includes a 3D printed tray that's Lowell's design. They say they got his exclusive permission to use it. Actually, the PVAS, the breeder box kit is $20. I believe when ACM did it at its own club event, it was $30. So PVAS is getting a cheaper breeder box kit for whatever reason. Okay, so there's a lot of money being fundraised from this. They're selling a decent amount of kits. I mean, $50 for the kit with Lowell's tray. Likely, you know, the stuff inside the kits are donated, so the club probably getting a decent amount of the money from that. So, you know, 2 people buy the one kit, that's $100 right there. They already make a decent amount. They have one of the biggest cuts of an auction of all time. It's 30%, which is pretty egregious. But that being said, they have some of the more worthwhile auctions to go to, and the BAT program's been fun. So there's that balance of things. Now, this guy's clearly talking about only one person, and there's only one person doing this, and only a couple clubs benefiting from education fundraising. So I'm just kind of leaving the background so you can see exactly that he's talking about what he is. How much is the kit for PVAS? The breeder box kit is $20 for the PVAS meeting February 7th. The Fluval breeder box kit. So you can get one that just comes with a breeder box, and you get the blackworms and some stuff inside that's listed here. Or you can get one that comes with the Lowell fry tray, and that's the $50 one. But yeah, when ACM did their own meeting, the breeder box one was $30. So I'm not sure if maybe there's a difference in items included, or if there was a bit of an extra markup and PVAS decided they want to actually just sell it at cost. I have no idea, man. We're getting close on this tank. Okay. So here we go. This guy says, you know, he's happy people are talking about it. Visibility is a good thing. And he says, however, I want to bring the discussion back to methodology because there's still unresolved technical questions being glossed over. From my direct hands-on experience running breeder box systems, long-term blackworm population stability was not achievable in small water volumes. Waste production was the primary limiting factor, not box design. To maintain density with consistent feeding, I required 50 to 75 gallons of total system volume. Smaller systems repeatedly crashed due to ammonia accumulation, oxygen demand, and bioload systems. That high density, long-term blackworm cultures can be sustained in minimal water volume without significant export mechanisms. Now, the reason this hit a little differently for me is because in this group, there are some people like Paul Pierre, they're kind of like live food magicians. They're posting cultures that have like great density. You've seen Black Planet, Aaron's whiteworm cultures. Like, you look at it, that's an incredible culture. You know what I mean? So I'm just talking about like the culture of this Facebook group. Their bar for what is successful in culturing a live food, I think, is higher than most people's. Okay, so there's a bit of a higher standard here and higher questions, because to them, or I believe to this individual, if you got a breeder box and like you can feed 1 or 2 tanks every now and then out of it, that's not really worth anything. You know, that's not really a culture to them. Now, I will say, having gone to the club that Mandy brings stuff to regularly, and this is the same person that we talked about the calico pleco thing on here is the same individual. She don't really bring a bunch of blackworms around to the auctions regularly at all. I'm gonna just be honest. My honest opinion is, however successful this method is, maybe she's taking the blackworms elsewhere, but I'm kind of with David. I haven't really seen any evidence that she's producing like 1 billion blackworms or anything like that. Branton came on here. He was talking about his blackworm culturing. That to me kind of seemed to be doing a lot. I'm going to turn the water off in a second. Scotty said Paul Pierre is amazing. 100%. Oh, this is the same Facebook group, I believe, that I got banned on. I think Callie banned me. I think she banned Aaron too, for no reason. I think she's a moderator on here. Anyways, it's a really valuable place. So, besides the point, Sutton said, my microworms are complete craziness. I feed a lot of microworms to my tang killie fry. They seem to enjoy them. I love microworms. It's my favorite culture. All right, long-term blackworm cultures can be sustained. Okay. If there's a fundamentally different process being used, it should be openly discussed so it can be evaluated and replicated. So again, there's a lot of ads and kind of bragging being posted. This is a group where they like seeing the whole process. You post in here to share your process so people can improve upon it, build upon it, and it kind of feels like that's not being done. It's being advertised so you can go to this talk and buy the kits, and so that the club or whoever can profit. That's kind of what the vibe I get from this post, and I think it would be hard to really read things differently. Why did they ban you? Bitter bitch syndrome. I don't know. Okay, specifically, well, so one thing is John Doe. This is like the bane of my local existence. This guy John Doe, when they were first putting me on trial, ACM, he commented under my post with all this crazy allegations against Mandy specifically, which I understand why she would be upset about. The problem is that I'm not John Doe. So when they put me on trial, I think they wanted to put me on trial for what John Doe said, but since they couldn't prove that I was John Doe, and also I'm not John Doe, they had to use my actual comments, which didn't say any of the things they're accusing me of. And the same thing with PVAS, because John Doe also caused all that drama with PVAS. But I happen to agree that, checks being like a month late is probably something a club with tens of thousands of dollars at hand should be able to handle. Yeah. So John Doe, a lot of people think either I'm in cahoots or I am John Doe. Now, it is kind of funny because, again, there was one time when I was on stream and John Doe messaged me on Facebook and it popped up on stream. But yeah, so it could be something related to that, but I don't know. These people, they just make Facebook posts, they talk online, they talk shit. And the thing is, with the local club people, everyone talks and talks and talks and talks. So every time someone says something about me somewhere, I eventually hear about it. So I always am hearing, oh, Mandy and Callie, they're out with the fish mafia, hating on you. Duh. Callie wrote a long post about me. I know that. Anyways, really besides the point. Steve said fish trial is crazy work. I know, bro. One day we'll go over the audio for that, because I do have the audio, but out of respect for the board members on there that weren't Brenda or Mandy, because Brenda was the face of me being on trial, but I highly doubt that she was solely the one behind it. Also, still never seen a copy of the formal complaint. I have a long history of dealing with these people, and that's why it's hard to read this post without giving that context, because I'm not the only one that notices this kind of behavior. You know what I'm saying? All right. Specifically, clarity is needed on total system water volume, feeding rate, mass/frequency, waste export strategy, oxygenation method, duration the culture has remained stable at peak density. This is a good point because realistically, these talks haven't been advertised very long. The first time that she posted a video was in August 2023. There hasn't really been a ton of content like where you could really timeline it. And we've all had things that were going really well for us for like 6-8 months and then stopped. Like there was a point where I had 1 billion grindle worms. I've not repeated that success again. There was a time where I had 40 pairs of dwarf red galaris. I didn't sustain that. So that's another factor when people that really want, this is what they want to achieve. It's like higher standards than me, but they want something that produces a lot for a long time and is sustainable and repeatable. That's why they have these kind of questions, right? So this group exists to share repeatable methods, not just outcomes or branding. If a small volume system truly overcomes the waste and stability limits that many of us have encountered, the technical details matter. I'm open to a transparent discussion. Now, very polite, very good post. I don't really see how you could see anything wrong with that. And again, the branding thing, it's not just like, it's kind of hard to, if you're not in the area, it's kind of hard to explain, but like she posts the ads for these talks in every single Facebook page, right? So kind of for a long time, beyond just the live culture thing, you've kind of been seeing the ads for this. Some of them have the patent thing, some of them don't. At the talk, she's wearing a shirt that says Black Worm Specialist. It's just like an optics thing, okay? And again, I think that the talk is a great idea. I think it's fantastic. I just think some of the extra sauce that you put on stuff is what's going to rub some people the wrong way, and then you're just going to have to address those concerns. Scotty says, it sucks when people talk crap on people I can relate. I remember they wanted me to join a Zoom with other local presidents to discuss how to handle Nick. Yeah. I declined. I did not see how it was pertinent or would be productive or why necessary. Yeah, man. I mean, that kind of just shows you the problem right there. The leadership got to do a group call to handle, I guess, me. Shit. Top minds, I guess. My grindles always end up with mites. That's a problem that I've experienced as well. Oh man. Okay. So under this comment, this is an example of something that would get a lot of praise on this page. So this individual posted that they have a 2-liter box that they change 100% of the water twice a week on. And you can see there's some really nice density on here. And it looks, it's in a tray. It's standalone. They're telling their methods twice a week. Look, they got photos of the box. They got a measuring tape of how deep it is and stuff and different angles. So you kind of get an idea of like what the culture is on the live food cultures here, right? And this looks like it got a lot of worms in it. This looks pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little mentally distracted by Scotty's comment about the Zoom call with local presidents on how to handle me. Like, it's something I already heard, but it's just like when I'm on stream, it's hard not to just think and react to things because that's kind of what the stream is. All right, so Mandy comes in here to clear it up. So I appreciate the interest, but I want to clear up the timeline. So the timeline stuff is kind of useless. Mandy didn't invent breeding blackworms in a breeder box. That's it's a ridiculous claim. I feel like there's no point in arguing it. It's clearly not true. Okay, people have definitely been breeding blackworms in breeder boxes. I know I've talked to people who bred blackworms in like the toilet, like the thing on the back with water in it. They just kept blackworms in there in like a mesh thing or something, so like every time you flush the toilet they get a water change. Bro, they've definitely bred blackworms and Steve said that got me spinning too. That's wild. Yeah, like I said, I've heard about all this stuff. It's just I'm live, so it's like hard not to just shake my head. But the thing is that as long as I don't, if I just stick to my principles, my values, and I don't do too much extra stuff, really most of it just results in making them look silly, because they're like, some of them are like twice my age, and they're kind of acting extremely immature. Whereas me, even when I'm talking about stuff that I think is conflicting or whatever, I usually do it in a way where people are still very interested in coming to club meetings. And I don't know if anyone's noticed, but bro, we've brought out a decent amount of people to club meetings slowly. More people joining and stuff. And even like the club I have gotten more involved in, ASCM, like I'm hanging out with those members and stuff. I'm like, yo, let's go to ACM. Like some of those people are going to ACM. Some of those people are going. Steve, this is a good example. Steve's like, you going to CCY? I'm like, I'm going to CCY. Let's go. You know, because it's a community social thing. So basically, it's fun to go to club meetings together. And what I'm saying is that there's nothing really to deal with me, because I feel like the only reason you need to is if you're feeling worried that I'm going to expose some bad behavior that you're doing, in which case I would say just shape up. But I really don't care about fish club drama that much, or I would have been just talked about all the actual terrible things that people do. But I don't care. I don't care. You think with how much people talk, I haven't heard about some embezzlement or some this and that and this? Like, it's people. Bad things happen. Do I care? Do I want to get up here and cause drama all the time? No. I talk about things that are relevant to me, the events that I go to, the threads I look at, and when people address me. Beyond that, I don't really care. Bro, steal all the money from the club. It's not my business. I'm not saying I know that anyone's doing that necessarily. I'm just saying, if hypothetically someone was siphoning donations or money or otherwise just using the club to profit themselves, I wouldn't care. Synodontis Man said those killifish are so orange. Indeed. SVC said the best part of their trial is when they're reading over the comments and couldn't pronounce words used. Hilarious. But it was just reading the comments. Scotty said some people really don't know how to handle situations. Some people are really just crappy people. Look at my situation, a mix of both. No clue how to handle and bad people. Yeah. Your situation has been on my mind. It has been on my mind because I just have such conflicting thoughts about the whole thing. But I do, regardless of what, you know, I talked to Scotty has gone on stream and talked about his situation. I've talked to Scotty on a one-to-one basis, so he knows exactly where I stand on it. I think it is a situation where, regardless of if the punishment was accurate or not, there's still improvements on how you handle disciplinary action, quote unquote, of the membership. So that's kind of what I think about when I think about that. And like you said, sometimes people don't know how to handle situations. There's a lot of people that are easily influenced by people with bad intentions. So sometimes it's someone, and I know that like it's not really anything with them. It's just whoever is above them or they're friends with, and that's really who it is, you know? Anyways. Oh my gosh. Right. Okay, so we got the timeline. The inventing thing, whatever, bro. Like, that's too much. You didn't invent breeding blackworms. Now, I think the response would be, I invented this specific method, which maybe so. Now, he responded with a screenshot of Mandy asking in 2023 about keeping blackworms in the fridge and stuff, in which he responded saying, you know, I've just been trying all the different methods. So he's kind of like, so wait, you invented this method in a couple months, but you're asking about, you know, worms in this context? When she responded, yeah, I've tested every single way there was already to breed blackworms. I could not claim that the technique I perfected is the better way to culture them if I didn't explore every single way out there. That's called due diligence. And I will say, she's posted a few different methods. So to me, I can't say that's not true. It seems like she has tried a few different methods before she landed on the breeder box. I mean, she's asking there about the fridge thing, but in the past, you know, there was posts about some other systems. So I would say that's probably true. I actually kind of like this one. 1 second. This kind of seems like a sick setup. 2022 November. Had this kind of like 3-stage like waterfall tank setup with them. I see a lot of blackworms in there. So to me, that kind of seems promising. So it seems like she's been breeding some blackworms. Yes, you yourself tried it. You're just missing some fundamental facts about blackworms that kept you from being successful. I've done years of work with them and spread the information out for everyone to use and follow. All right. Then he responds, just to clarify the timeline, back in March and again in August 2023, you were still asking questions about keeping and reproducing blackworms, blah, blah. My post came after that, and it looks like the breeder box approach was adapted later. Oh, okay. So he's also trying to say he did a post about breeder boxes first, and then maybe she saw it. I don't know. Again, I don't think anyone can claim to have invented breeding blackworms in a breeder box. I just think that's kind of silly. But I wanted to note that the breeder box method appears to have come after those earlier discussions, not before. At no point did I say or imply that I failed. I had roughly a pound of blackworms in the system at that time. What led you to conclude otherwise? He's got the screenshot. Okay. Still asking clarifying questions that never got a response. I didn't even see that he kept poking the bear. Like, when was this? Okay, this was at 1. All right. So then I did comment. And it's not because I hate Mandy or whatever. Legitimately, I just kind of thought, yeah, I had a question about that. I had a real question. I asked about the patent because she had claimed that it was patent pending. And I asked about the patent. I said, what point did you patent it? Because I'd love to read the patent you've mentioned a few times on advertisements, blah, blah. And I said, I haven't been able to find it. I did a screenshot. Here, someone asked what kind of patent. She said, a utility patent. I had searched for it. I couldn't find it. The Mandy said, oh, yeah, that's because it's a provisional patent. Okay, she did say patient, but it's patent. They're not able to be searched. Now, I was kind of being an asshole here, not going to lie. Because this anonymous member, which, again, is not me. I just want to say, if I ever comment anywhere, it's going to be under my name. All right? I don't know why I got to say it, but it's not me. This anonymous member said, mind posting the patent number. Now, then the response was, yes, I do. Do your own research if you want that information. It's public information. If you know how to do that, troll someone else, not me. So you can see why I'm confused, because very aggressively it was public information. Now it can't be searched. She does say I was mistaken and assumed it would be public as a provisional patent, but they're not. Now, I don't really know. There's a lot of word things here. Is it a provisional application for a patent? I don't really know what the real situation is with that, but you can see there's a little bit of fog in that area that adds to people feeling like, you know, self-aggrandizing. This person asked about the video. I shared a video, and yeah, I said the question about, I don't know what's been patented, especially since the method involves existing products by other companies, blah, blah, blah. She responded with a video from the same similar time period about how to grow blackworms.
The Aquarium Club of Maryland brings you another informative video.
I'll put the link to this in the chat, man. Give them a like.
How to keep them, how to multiply them, and what to feed them.
Don't leave anything mean.
Let's get started.
I actually mean like for you to look at it, but don't go and like comment mean things or anything, please.
What to put them in. This is a hang on the back breeder box. It's normally used for, this is air, I stick. Great. I'm going to show them. I take them and I chop them up for a little while.
So you can kind of see, like, this is kind of what the videos are. All the questions he asked do kind of remain unanswered after this, right? Anyways, I'm gonna leave this alone. But there's a little bit of local / live food culture drama for you. Scotty says, Scotty says, I've been hearing stuff. Same guy who was very against you and talking crap on you apparently started shit about me. Witch hunts, money offers, and more. I'm assuming because guy? I'm trying to think what guys don't like me. That I've actually talked to. And I guess you're probably talking about Lonnie, I would have to imagine, since he did threaten me with a lawsuit. Which he also, yeah, he said it was that Fish and Friends was going to sue me. They had a lawyer and retainer was going to sue me if I mentioned Fish and Friends. Which was weird because I was partially on trial because I was wanting to do Fish and Friends for the club group auction. So it's just kind of strange. And then that turned out to very much not be true. So I don't really know. Lonnie got a loose relationship with the truth, man. But at least when I've talked to him recently, he's been very friendly. So I don't know. All right. Let's see. I thought we gave Nick a hard time. These people are on another level. I mean, it's kind of hard because, like I said, you don't really know who is at the center of causing drama. If you're told, if someone that you're friends with tells you, hey, this guy, he's destroying the hobby, he's doing this and this and this and this and this, and maybe all that isn't true, but like your friend's telling you this, then you're just going to believe it. And then, of course, you're going to not like that person. You know? Do I feel like I've done anything that really deserves the level of reaction? No, I don't. I really don't. I honestly, I'm not even just trying to be nice to myself. I don't think I do that much. But like, bro, the live streams, I've legitimately seen many people that weren't interested in club stuff become interested in club stuff and start going to clubs. Now, again, it's not like a billion people. I'm not changing the world or anything. But I don't know anyone that stopped going because of my streams and stopped buying stuff because of my streams. I only know people that started. You know, we go over the auction items, which is a lot of fun. We go over the summaries of the auctions, which is a lot of fun, and a lot of I've had people come to an auction that I didn't know. I think it was the PVAS all day. I'd never talked to them before, but they'd seen a stream where we were covering one of the auctions, you know? So look, I don't do the whole, like, let me do a cabal and whatever. Like, that's why I generally just talk about stuff on stream. But if someone tells me, like, a rumor or something, you know what I do? I go and talk to the person they're telling me the rumor about. Okay? I talk to the people actually involved. I don't just, like, believe it. Now, with some people, obviously, I'm not going to go ask Mandy and Callie, oh, did you say XYZ about me? Because that's a waste of my time. But, like, for instance, I heard, not from Scotty, I heard that Lonnie was offering people money to report Scotty. I have no idea if that's true. It doesn't really sound very believable to me, to be honest. Okay? But I heard it from more than one person, more than two people. So I asked Lottie if it was true, because I think that when you hear a rumor about someone that is unflattering, instead of spreading it you should at least ask them. Now, obviously, I don't think that's, based on my history with Lonnie, I don't think that's something that he necessarily would tell the truth about. But, like, I'm cool with Lonnie. I have no problem with him. I enjoyed his talks. He knows a lot about fish, so I just went ahead and asked him. And I think that's how you should really handle things, you know? Steve says Nick is a piece of shit, but he really wants every club to be successful. Every club? I'm joking. Cheryl said 11 tanks done this evening, 19 more to go. I suppose to do 15 yesterday, so doubling up today. So I just got one on my list, and we're like, we barely even done anything on it. We're just over here yapping. Yeah, so I did ask Lonnie, and you can see, look, me and Lonnie are cool. He said, I'm glad we're friends. I said, Lonnie, hope you're doing well. I heard a story so ridiculous I had to ask you about it. But 1 or 2 people claimed to me you're offering money for people to make a report on Scotty. I wasn't sure what to think, so I thought I would ask. And Lonnie just said, don't believe everything you hear, Nicholas. Who told you that? So there you go. Take it how... That's up for you to take how you feel. The conversation about that topic didn't proceed from there. We started talking about other stuff. Club related stuff, like upcoming meetings and things like that are, you know, more what people should probably be spending their time on. But there you go. Not exactly a denial, but whatever. The whole Scotty thing has been conflicting, because like you have the president's doing a meeting to deal with Nick. So believe it or not, I go out of my way to not talk about too much club stuff on here because I know it just stresses people out. The Scotty thing, it doesn't have anything to do with me, so I don't really want to talk about it, and it's kind of like a sensitive subject, right? But I feel like eventually people are going to have to like, I just feel like it's too much chatter about it all the time. And then you got the Clash coming up. Like, we really need to focus on the Clash and things like that, and not about the drama of whoever was running the Clash previously. So I kind of wish that whole situation was handled in a way where it didn't leave so much residual just drama about it. Who you calling, Nicholas? Lance or whatever? What's your question, Steve? Oh shit, I don't have the chat box up, my bad. I put the window capture over it. But yeah. And then after Scotty did a stream about it, I was like, well, I guess I could technically talk about it, but then at the same time, it's still such a sensitive thing, and I don't feel like I know what happened. All I know is that Scotty was accused of some level of wrongdoing. They removed him from president, they removed him from the Clash, and they banned him from the club and from the Clash for a year. That's all I really know. So there's not really much that I can talk about, but it's something I have an interest in because I'm interested in clubs and their success. This happens to be a club that runs a lot of really important events in the area. So, you know, that's one of the reasons I'm like, oh man, I wonder if they still need help with the Clash, because maybe I should volunteer. It sounds like maybe they might need some help. I don't know, you know? So, I don't know. What's up, D1 Fish Guy? I'm sorry, I didn't respond to that earlier. On a case that I asked the original too. Yeah. Speaking of club events, there are a few coming up. Just in case you guys didn't know, there are a few club events coming up that I should bring to your attention. Let me see. What's up, Ross? How's it going? How you doing, my friend? Ross, I waited too long to collect my Imperial Lapis Tetra eggs. I opened up the thing, and there was eggs in there, but they were, like, all fungused over. I don't know. How long do you usually wait before collecting them? I think I got one fry. Excuse me. D1 Fish Guy said Scotty doesn't know. Scotty said, I still encourage people to attend and make the event successful. While certain people screwed me over, the club is still a good club. Well, I think that's a good attitude about it. I guess. On paper. Okay, club, let me pull up some club events real quick while we're at it. I don't think they've PVAS should be coming up, but I don't see it posted on my group auctions because I was gonna pull up the auction page, but I guess it's a little bit in advance. So okay, but some upcoming events, just in case you didn't know, we got the Potomac Valley Aquarium Society coming up. That is February 7th. I think it's probably going to be a pretty good meeting. I don't know if I'm going to make it or not. We're going to have to see how I feel. I don't really have a ton of stuff to bring to any auction anyway. Not that I need to go, but I'm trying to hit transition. Give me a second. Transition, please. There we go. Steve said, Scotty's way more adult than myself. The place would be a scorched earth. I mean, again, that situation, I don't really know. I know some of the facts what happened, but I couldn't really talk about it because I don't really have an understanding. But okay, February 7th, we got the Potomac Valley Aquarium Society. That should be a pretty good meeting. It is the Black Worm Talk, and the people I know that attended the Black Worm Talk really enjoyed it. Just throwing that out there. They seem to like it. So I guess I recommend it. $20 for the breeder box kit is pretty good. It does come with some stuff, and that's basically the price of a Fuvo breeder box anyway, so I would do it. And then I think Lowell does charge like $40 for his fry tray thing, so I mean, I think $50 is probably a good deal. What all is in here? Does it say on here? Yeah, you get a portion of black worms, 3D printed breeder box, shoebox container for rinsing and leech removal, 1 pair of tweezers for leech removal, 1 cutting board, 1 razor blade for chopping worms, 1 pair of gloves, ooh, that's nice, 1 disposable strainer, 1 deli cup to be used for water, staining, and transporting worms home. So for $50, it's not too bad. Let's see, what do we get for the 20? Looks like the same, mostly the same stuff. Just you get the breeder box instead of the fry tray. So that's the 7th of February, and PVAS usually has a pretty good auction items, even in the monthly auctions. Then we have ACM. I'm really excited about this meeting. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very excited about this meeting because there's already some very cool stuff. So it's a shrimp talk for the talk portion of it. Jacob, I forget his last name. He breeds a bunch of fancy shrimp. Really nice shrimp breeder. He's talking. I'm finally having success with crystal reds. I got tons of crystal red babies. I'll probably bap them in this auction. Well, not babies. They're actually like, I think some of them are adults now. So I'm ready to sit down and learn about Caridina. I wasn't really. I think I've seen him talk at PVAS. I feel like maybe. But anyways, it's gonna be a good. These are shrimp that he's bringing. We got 10 pure redline Caridina shrimp, 10 tangerine tiger Caridina shrimp, 10 pure line Caridina shrimp, and 6 galaxy fishbone Caridina shrimp. So pretty good. Oh, 10 orange eye royal blue tiger shrimp too. Yeah, so this is like in advance because this is the second Sunday of the month, I believe. No, first. Sorry, February 8th. I don't know the calendar, so I think that is the second Sunday. February 8th. Okay, so we have the 7th and we have the 8th. All right. So this is relatively far out. There's already several lots I think are worth traveling for yourself. Scotty says, how often does ACM distribute BAP awards? I think once a year, I believe. That's a Chad question. We got some other stuff in here too, but so we have the Anubius Nana on Lava Rock. Is this Big Steve or is this Aaron? I think this might be Aaron. Yeah, okay, this is Aaron. I'll be bidding on this. I need some Anubius. This is a nice piece. Aaron's kind of got a bunch of nice Anubius. Okay, we got boosts on Lava Rock. Is that... Oh, that's Aaron too? I didn't know Aaron had boosts. Then we got the Zebras. We got the Spiral Vallisneria. Rainbow Tiger Indler group. But this is the thing I'm pretty excited about. I don't know if I'm going to bid on it to the death. I will definitely bid on it. But I'm excited because Aaron's been talking to me about this project for a while. And this is a yellow form of Northobranchius guntheri Zanzibar, and he's got like the collection data and stuff like that. So normally, fish looks kind of like this, but he's selectively bred over time a yellow form that's got no red on it. So it's kind of dramatic. Okay, you see, there's clearly a lot of red on this fish typically, and he said he's had them. This line is, he has a few generations that are remaining true. So if you're a Achille collector and you're interested in like very rare, uncommon things, I would imagine this is very uncommon. I mean, it's an original strain from him that he's been working on. I think I've seen some kind of yellow guntheri listed somewhere, but yeah, this is a pretty uncommon one. If I were going to pick something to bid a lot on, $15 as the minimum is pretty low. This is super cool to see. What's up? What's up? People saying hi in the chat. Okay, let's see what else is coming up on auction.fish. Okay, on the 9th, I've never made it to a Diamond State meeting before. I really need to. But they meet on Monday night, and it's in Delaware, so you know it's kind of it's not the most convenient to drive out to. But on the 9th, the Diamond State auction occurs, and I don't see any listings on here, but for your information. What is kind of fun about this site is it does let you see there's another PVAS, unless this is the actual PVAS, but I'm pretty sure there's another PVAS, yeah, in Springfield. It's always confusing me. So if you're in Springfield, there's a PVAS monthly meeting there, February 3rd. Oh my goodness. They got a 50-50 split. Maybe they might not have filled out the information. There's got to be a member. 50-50. Just take the keys to my car and drive off while you're at it. Holy. Did I get that right? Did I get the date right? Yeah. Okay, also on February 3rd. Let's see where this is. This is in... Oh! Ani K, come on, man. This is Canada. Come on. This is Canada. Let's go. Yo. Where my crodies at? Kitchener? Near Victoria Park? Is this Toronto? We got a meeting on the 3rd. Yo, there's a London in Canada. What's going on here? Yo, Ross is getting the minnows? Wait, tell me it's true. Jody, I don't know if you've noticed, I've been begging people to buy the minnows that are near me so I can live vicariously through them. But Ross says, hey Jody, are there any more tropical fish code clothes floating around out here? I have 12 of these minnows in my cart. I will be purchasing on Friday. That's pretty cool. 1 second. Tropical Fish Co. I've talked about these on stream multiple times at this point, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Jody said try Fish Fam 5. Alright guys, come on, hurry up. Ross gonna buy them all. We got the blue line Venus minnows. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, but February 3rd, we got this meeting over here in Canada. They got a few dry goods up. Ooh, I like these sponge filters are kind of nice. It's got a branded tube on it. I haven't seen that before. Internal digital thermometer. Some power heads. What is this? Internal mini filter. Okay, we got some different stuff. I like that. Okay, on the 14th, let's see what this is. On the 14th, Kansas City. Come on, where's the Kansas City people? Represent. They got 30% charged. Members are allowed to sell... this is interesting. I've talked about limits and auctions. It says members are allowed to sell 6 items, 3 of which can be fish or shrimp. You can donate additional plants. Keep in mind this will be a smaller event. Okay, it's a smaller event than normal auction. Never mind. It's still kind of an interesting to see. This is the Keller Williams training facility at 1 p.m. Central Time. Steve said, I want those pearl shell dwellers. Those are nice. There's a nice Tropical Fish Co. got some nice stuff right now. Ooh, they got some stuff listed already on this one, so maybe this could be a good one. I don't know. Every time there's like a decent amount of stuff listed ahead of time, I always feel like it's gonna be a good auction. That's why I feel like with Dacium, I think this month's auction is gonna be good. Ah, this is my plant, man. Limnophila aromatica. I've been loving this plant. I've been loving this plant. I gotta get back to working on this tank, bro. You guys got me so sidetracked. All right. That's what's up, though. That's what's up. When was this again? February. That was the February 3rd one, right? Yeah, the HAAS auction. No, wait, this is February 14th. I think. Yeah, February 14th at 2 p.m. The Keller Williams Training Facility. Auction to start at 1 p.m. Central Time. Okay. We got the... Did this already happen? Oh, no. Okay, this is February 7th, so coming up soon. We got the AAAA meeting auction. Atlanta Area Aquarium Association. This name always stands out when I see it on the... it just looks so funny. Oh, shit! February meeting with Grant Eater. Guys, Garden of Eater is speaking at the Atlanta Area Aquarium Association meeting. That's a pretty lit meet. If you're in a drivable distance, that could be worth it. February 7th, meeting starts at 1. President will introduce the speaker at 1:30. 15 lot limit per seller. Let's go. Let's go. I like lot limits. The only problem is if you rely on a couple members to usually put in a bunch of stuff, then it's bad. But if you ever get to the point where you just have too many lots every meeting, then I think a lot limit has to happen eventually. So that's kind of interesting. Public sellers will receive a 50-50 split of proceeds. Supporting members will receive a 70-30 split. We got another 70-30. Okay. Let's see if any items have been listed yet. Okay, no items been listed. But that could be a cool one. That could be a cool one. Let's see. Yeah, we got Chicopee MA, Springfield again, PVAS. So this is like this is a spring auction. Okay. This could be good. Spring auction in Springfield. This is February 22nd. You can submit up to 30 lots. For lots you pre-register on Auction Fish, you'll be charged $2 plus 30% of the winning. What? Wait, what? For lots you pre-register on Auction Fish, you'll be charged $2 plus 30% of the winning price per lot you sell. I gotta be reading that wrong. Okay. For lots registered by auction staff on site, you'll be charged $2 plus 40% of the winning price per lot you sell. If your lot sells for $3 or less, it'll be considered a donation to the club. Oh my God, man, this is that's a rough combo right there. Holy, holy. Ross said, "Note those are eBay prices." That's a rough one. We got the NECA spring auction. This is also it's got identical rules. Looks like I think we mentioned this last time. I do think that's ringing a bell. All right, that's far enough out. I think that's far enough out. So there's some club stuff going on coming up, guys. There you go. There you go. Now I'm just double checking. Yeah, the only one I see on my group auctions I didn't see. Bucks has their auction on the 5th. February 5th. It says the time is 9:15. Do they really meet that late? It's a Thursday night, 9:15. Okay. Interesting. I do think a Friday evening club meeting could be interesting. 9:15 on Thursday. Probably wouldn't be the best for me, but There you go, Bucks County, if you're out there. The 5th at 9:15 p.m. All right, let's get back to this tank. Well, that was like a solid, what, hour on club promo. Come on, let's go. Let's get to these meetings. Okay, so things have settled down here. They have the one solo male pea puffer in there. I need to put him with his friends. Scape wise, I feel like this is one I'm gonna have to, I can't just fix it all in one go. Like, I'm gonna have to work on it over an extended period of time. Sorry, I'm just responding to my dad texting me. 1 second. But yeah, so I'm trying to think of like plants. I kind of want to put Myro in here. What is it, Myrophyllum, the green, because I'm putting CO2 in the tank it's in, so I feel like it's supposed to grow fast, so I should probably trim it since it's already near the top. You need to do something here with this tank on the stream. Well, yeah, I'm about to start working on it on the stream. Ani K, you're the one that wanted me to get distracted, okay? Let me see. Yep. I just have to respond. All right. So I think I want to get the Myrophyllum, right, over there. And that would be, yeah, this one. This plant. I think I want to put some in here because I'm going to have a decent amount of it. Is that Coolie Loach going crazy? Yeah, because I did the water change. Every time I do a water change, they do that. Otherwise, I see them when I feed stuff, I guess. I do see them when I feed stuff. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should get more Coolie Loaches in there. Like, get a group of like 12 and just have them go crazy. That could be fun. Breeding Coolie Loaches would be cool. I don't think breeding them is technically that hard. I think people don't do it because they're, honestly, I think it's because they're just a very inexpensive fish. But like, I don't know. It would be cool to breed Coolie Loaches. Like, I haven't thought about it in a long time. But that could be a fun thing to do with this tank, because I think I just have to add a bunch of rocks and stuff for the eggs to fall into, and then I think we'd be in a hill stream kind of situation. But I'm thinking Myro on the left here. How do we breed them? I believe how the Coolie Loaches breed is they like swim up into the water column and like do some twisty shit and just release a billion eggs all over the place. I'm pretty sure. I bet they probably do it in like a water outflow or something. So maybe it has some flow. That's where they do it at. And then you just need a place for the eggs to hide and all that kind of a thing, right? Okay. Yeah, I think this plant in the left corner, that's step 1. What about my reddish plant? I got some Rotala. Do I want red in here? I think the right. I just gotta push all the dwarf sag on the right into the back right corner, and then have it be raised, and then it's always touching the top. And then I need to put some flow there, and then do that kind of effect would be cool. Although I'll be honest, it might bother me if the flow is going from right to left. I know that's kind of dumb, but I guess I could still make the flow come from the left, I guess. But stack some flat rocks to show the length of the tank. Stack some. Okay. That could be interesting. Look, I'm pretty sure on this plant over here, I'm pretty sure I want to put this plant in this corner, in this back corner, for one. Then I think I want to put my red Rotala thing. I think I want to put that right here. Right on that mound. And then just have a big patch of it. And then I'll have this grass over here. Then I'll have a cave, like right here. And I'll have a cave in front of the valve over here. And then that should provide this Limaphila Wilsey is bushy AF. Seems to be a good breeding plant. I'm interested. I think I've looked it up before, but let me just look it up again. Yeah, I mean, it seems like similar to what the Myro does for me. Oops, not cryptocorn. Damn, that is so fuzzy. That's awesome. Joey Seconder, where did you find it? Yeah, come on. Let's do this. This is gonna be a crib and coolie loach breeding tank. Okay, that's the new thing we're doing here. Okay, crib, coolie loach breeding tank. We gotta get the straws out of here. All right, they look too good. We're just gonna do the Drachenfell side, which I haven't seen since we started messing with their home. And we'll do a from the left going up, and then the top right will be super high, and it'll just have dwarf sag on it in the top right. Working on the tanks and working on filming your post unboxing slowly but surely. Okay. Back to the lurk. Keep on. Come on, man. Keep up the work. What's the slowdown? All right. I gotta move this table because I want to get to the plant I'm gonna trim. Jody says good things come to those who wait. All right, buddy. All right, if you say so. How much longer? Let's see. So this is what I'm thinking. I'll get some of this plant here. And then I already have some of the Rotala just aimlessly floating up there. So I go over here. I trim a bunch of that green stuff on the right. I trim the non-green stuff. And then we move it over. That'll be a good start. I think that'll be a good start. I'm trying to resist, I'll be honest, I'm trying to resist putting Limnophila aromatica in every single tank because I think it's just an awesome plant. The leaves are sturdy, provides good structure. The fuzzy stuff is good. The thing with the fuzzy stuff, I think that's why Swasser Tang is so nice compared to moss, is because the structure lets small things like swim in and out of it easy. But I do feel like they get caught up in like the moss and stuff sometimes. They kind of like got to push themselves through it, you know? So I do like a mix of fuzzy and then like very compact and bushy plants that are sturdy. I put a video of mine in the Discord, only a single stem. Okay. Let's see what's going on with this single stem. Discord plants. I just made a full screen by accident. Yeah. Damn. That's one stem? Alright, let me bring this up on the screen. Hey, you ship from Alaska? It's so fun. He's always asking, do people ship to Alaska? Do you ship from Alaska? All you do is get on here and flex plants. You should be able to, you should know how to deal with shipping stuff in the cold. So like, you ship from Alaska, like what's up? Okay. I gotta pull up my QuickTime situation. I just said where I got mine. Wait, where did it filter it out? Oh, I wasn't on live chat. No? No, I don't see the message where you say where you got yours. I don't see that. I didn't say it. So here's the one stem of the plant that he's talking about. The Limnophila Wilsey. Here's the one stem. That is extremely bushy. That is nice. That is nice. Now, how does this thing shed? I feel like every time you see something fuzzy, you gotta ask, like, does it shed? Come on. Tell us the truth. But I do think that would be a great breeding plant, so let me put that on my list. If you actually say where you got it from, then, you know, one day One day. Rescaping said, I thought you were working, bro. I thought you were lurking. All right, let me get some of these plants real quick. Yeah. Yeah. I'll do the Rotala first. I already had some floating. Why not? Part of me is like, should I bring back the Hygrophila polysperma sunset in this tank? Should I? No shedding so far? Ooh. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. No shedding. Where's everyone goes to's plant shop? I don't think I have a go-to right now. I will say that the one time I killed all the plants, but that was mostly because of me. But whenever I'm like looking up plants and stuff, I do like Aquatic Plants Factory. Their selection and their pricing model just works for me. I've made one largish order from them, and again, that was a while ago, and I did kill a bunch of those plants, but they came in good condition. I felt like the pricing on them wasn't bad. And since they do the whole, like, I think most of them do, where it's like free shipping over a certain amount. So it kind of felt like, well, if I'm going to get a billion plants, I should just get it from here. And then they have a billion buy one, get one situations. But I feel like they got a good selection. So if I was going to buy like a bunch of plants at once, that I'm going to look at them again and see if it makes sense. But I don't really have a go-to. I buy most of my plants at auctions and stuff. So, or trading. A lot of trading. I'm just removing all the Utricularia from this Rotala right now. I use Aquaflora for plants in Canada, Auntie K said. Very nice. Dun, dun, dun. Facebook is better for plants in the US if you can't get them at the LFS. Yeah. People hate when I tell them that, but I'm like, Facebook is still very useful for hobby stuff, you know? Unfortunately, it just is. Now I want my tweezers. Yeah. Oh, they're over here. If you can't, at your LFS, most places have decent lists. Yeah. I do feel like most places have pretty good lists of plants. Alright, so I just got a few tiny little stems of the Rotala, but I did say I want to kind of start slow on this. But I do kind of see it being right at the edge of where the dwarf sage is. Olé. Oh man. Alright, I got 3 stems of it right here. 3 stems. Can I even plant that? There's a piece of wood here. There's a big buried piece of wood. Hold up. Hold up. Oh my god, bro. I forgot that was even there. Okay. Okay. Let me figure out where the end of it is. Here? Jesus. No wonder. No wonder I was having challenges. Oh, man. There's all sorts of big rocks right here. Where is it? The hardscape end. Alright. There we go. I found a pocket. I found a pocket with no rocks. Let's go. Let me just get Okay. 186 said, thanks for any plant tips. Yo, we got some plant people that know stuff about plants in the chat for sure. So feel free to, I'll read out your questions. Sage says, I'm lucky we have an aquascape shop in town. That is nice. I don't really have an aquascape shop, I guess. I don't have anything I'd call an aquascape shop. I guess Capital Exotics, I think, has a reputation for having good scaping stuff in their store. But beyond that, I don't personally, nothing comes to mind. It's like, oh yeah, that's a scaping shop. House of Tropicals has a lot of plants and a lot of hardscape. Recently, they have been out of stock of a lot of stuff recently, since the holidays, at least when I've gone. But they usually have good selection. All right, I'm cutting a few more stems of stuff. Give me 1 second. Everything's touching the ceiling, man. It's touching the ceiling. Is it weird to call the top of the aquarium a ceiling, or does that just make sense? I think it just makes sense, so I guess I just answered my own question. Now if you disagree, that's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Alright. There we go. I got some of the Myro. It may not be the fancy fluffy plant, okay? But it should be fluffy enough for our purposes. Cut some, let me just get some of these bunched together. Cause really, there hasn't been much plant in here. Except for moss, utricularia, not the good kind. And, man, that's really pretty much it. I guess the dwarf sage, yeah. Which I'm conflicted on since we read, you know, they do kind of kill other plants on purpose. Now, because I haven't fully finished putting the substrate back in the corner, some of this is like a little too short to even be seen by us. But I'm kind of hoping for a very thick back left corner of this stuff. So we'll just have to see in the long run how it turns out. Yeah. I'm seeing the vision. We need more Rotala, but I'm seeing the vision. I see green. I like it. I like seeing green and not like green and kind of yellowish and then stringiness everywhere. Like this is something a bit more palatable to me. Let me just cut a few more things. Yeah, this is good. See, because I need to see how the CO2 works. So, me trimming all this, I'll get an idea of how fast it grows back. Yeah. Okay, one more collection, and then I think we'll take a pause, reflect. See if I like where we're going with this. You know what's kind of like, I don't know. Never mind. I'm gonna start thinking out loud too much. Okay, we got some more stems. Gonna get them in that corner. The green is popping up. It is popping up nicely. Gotta get all the utricularia out of it. It's probably doing me double duty because a lot of the utricularia in that tank was like stuck at the top, on the top of the stems. So I am removing most of it from both tanks by picking through this. So that's kind of nice. Honestly, these kind of maintenance things are some of the most fun parts of the hobby. Like, I can sit here, try and make escape and fail, and it's totally fine. It's relaxing. It's fun. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be practiced. I'm definitely getting to practice. That's for sure. Okay. I want it to be behind this rock. I want the plants to all be behind this left rock. And then they'll really, I think it'll help the rock stand out, right? I just want it to all be behind. Yeah. Let me move this. We don't even need that anymore. And then let me turn my camera's lighting up because I think I turned it down earlier. Alright, so you kind of see what I'm going for here. I just want that left corner to all be bushiness. All be bushy green. There's just one more spot that I need green. Yep, that middle part. So it is back there, it'll need to grow. But basically, yeah, they'll be bushy, bushy, bushy. Let's go. This is my growing pile of the utricularia I'm picking off, which is all over this thing. It's not even worth the effort for this one, honestly. I'm gonna put that back. I'm not cleaning that off. It's like a tiny stem. What am I doing? Alright. There's only a little bit on here. Yep. I think we're good on this. I forget which rotala this is, but I had it at one point in a 20 long with some nice light. It did grow along the ground nicely, and I'm kind of hoping this Hygger light does enough to maybe I get a little bit of that effect. So I'm gonna plant them a little bit apart. I just want to see what they do. Maybe if they kind of move around a bit. And it should be in a good place to get light. Ooh. There we go. All right. Okay. So now the question is this middle part right here. You know what I mean? I feel like there's two ways to play this. One involves doing more now and one involves not. This kind of like section right at the where that leaf is, right above that orange killifish. Excuse me. I'm gonna just use myself as an indicator. So right here, I think there needs to be something here, right? Or does there? Because if we do a slope, whee, to the top, bottom left corner to top right corner. So like this is the lowest point on the bottom left, and then the highest point is the top right. I think that's kind of interesting. But then this is still higher, and maybe this is higher. So these, yeah. So this, the plants will do the work on this one, I think. And then this will be higher than this, but this will be the highest. But maybe this is cool. It's just like an open area. Maybe if I could find something that could carpet it besides dwarf sage, that would be nice. But I still envision this back right corner as just being like a patch of dwarf sage in this section. that's up towards the top and then going in the flow. That's what I kind of see. And we got the bushiness here. Well, the Rotala, I want it to grow up here, cover the sponge filter, but then perhaps we'll see how, if it grows along the bottom. Maybe it'll grow forward a bit, but then I guess this is where I would put a cave or something back here. I don't know. I think I should sit on it. Aquafunk says that fish looks just like Nick. Which fish, Funk? Which fish be looking like me? Which fish looks like you then? I'm putting this tank on the screen for a second. This is what I just trimmed up. I just trimmed the heck out of this. What are you? You see the tip of my head. Pause. Whew. How long we been streaming? Let's see. Okay. Two and a half hours. Nah, that's not too bad. So, I guess kind of my question is, what we've done with this tank so far. Yes. Replaced light. That was great. Light looks better. Cleared out some duckweed. Good move. A lot more. A lot of the one that keep going up and down to the side. Yeah, bro. Things are going crazy. A lot of the quarries are doing that. The panda quarry is always doing that. And the coolie loaches. Okay. We've changed the shape of this tank significantly since the start of the stream. I'll say that. Because of just how disruptive it is to the fish, I don't know if I want to do anything super structural right now. I did put a good amount of stems in that left corner. We did got the Rotala here, but honestly, I'm kind of feeling like just letting it be for now, because I want to let it settle, and I want to let the fish settle back, and I come back, I catch some of them out, get these straws out of here, and then I think we'll come up on, we'll do another stream where we're scaping it more. But I just feel like, just because of how much I had to do in one go, like, I'm probably going to do some more vacuuming bouts and stuff before I really go crazy on the structural things. Now it's on top of the tank. Don't scare me, bro. And then it's still got to work on this one. I still got to work on this one. You can see I've done some stuff since the last stream. There's some things floating that I need to take care of. Yeah, Funk trolling me. I like the rock. I'm committed to the rock. I like the rock. I added this Anubias piece in the middle here, and I think I like that. I think I like this. I do. I think this right corner, maybe I need to move the plant forward or something. I don't know. I mean, it was kind of beat up, so I'm just kind of letting it recover from where it was. And then I've been planting the Limnophila aromatica. It's going to be all over here and then cut off right here, as you can kind of see. But I'm still demulming and stuff. Now it's in that. Okay, I see what's going on here. You're talking about my little video thing. Jesus Christ. Okay. But then this is the big empty area. So either I gotta put a rock here, or I'm gonna put a plant here. I feel like I'm conflicted. I like the open area. I got the Crypnaria in the corner. I think I'm gonna leave it be for now. I see them as long-term projects. Just we'll see how it goes and adapt. But since I planted more Limnophila, I do think it looks nicer than it did before. I think this Anubias here looks better than it did before I moved the boost rock from Steve up here. And yeah, I don't know. I'm liking this. Maybe this will be the first tank that is like actually nice that I have. We'll find out. I don't think we're quite there yet, but I'm working on it. Whew. With that being said, real talk, what's that rock? I have some and I like it. I got it from Bomba. He said the store called it Zebra Rock, perhaps. What's up, George? George, how come you always... George only joins when I'm about to end the stream. I don't know how he does it. I haven't even said yet that I was going to end soon, but I was like just about to say it, and then you joined the stream. What's the bubble in the back right? That's air, not CO2. Yeah, that's air. I just put an extra air thing in there just cause. Real quick, one last self shill. I did put out a video. Oh look, I like my own video. Why not? I did put out a video. I'll put the link to this in the chat. If you feel like it, watch it. If you like it, then let me know. If you don't, then let me know. George said, I'm in your head. I know your thoughts. I'm starting to believe you. I'll put the link to that in the chat. And then I guess I'm just kind of tired right now. So I think I'm having a hard time thinking through things I normally would. But I didn't expect to talk about so much club stuff today. It does kind of like, it does tire me out. Like, it does tire me out. Because like I'll keep streaming, but I'm just like, bro, every time I'm reminded about a meeting of club presidents, it just is like, it just makes me just want to sit here and just do this. So it's very distracting. But hopefully you guys feel like we didn't stir the pot too much today. I definitely wasn't trying to do that today. Gonna have to save that for another day, man. Okay, come on. Rainy day, not the snowy day. But seriously, there's some good club events coming up. Go to the club events. They're fun. I think everyone would do better. I guarantee we did. Wait, you guarantee we did what, Steve? I think everyone would do better if people focused on the experience of the members and the fish and not personal egos or gripes. I think that really would solve most problems. You know, I guarantee we ruffled some feathers. I mean, it doesn't really take much, honestly. I think that, yeah, that's what I think. People need to focus on the experience of people going to the club and not focusing on their own personal vendettas. And then things would do a lot better. That's what I think. I think there are a few very sensitive people that have delusions of grandeur and are some antisocial tendencies. And, you know, I think just spend more time focusing on what actually matters. And if there are issues, you know, talk about them. Don't build a little clique and plot against people. Like I'm in Discords, I'm in things like that. But you know what never happens? Do we laugh at like the occasional silly thing or, oh, they're attacking this person? Sure. None of them watch my stream. None of the local people I talk to regularly watch my stream. I mean, Steve, there's a few exceptions like Steve and stuff. None of them watch my stream. None of them come to me whenever someone does anything. That's like a unique thing to one group of people, you know? Everyone else is kind of like keeping fish and going to club meetings, and drama comes up. It's like, it is what it is, but there's no like active plans to really do much except for breed fish and go to club meetings. So, you know, if that energy went into improving the experience for members, I think it would be better for everyone. Rescaping said, delusions of grandeur is my middle name. I think, is that the name of a book? Where did I get that word from? I didn't just know that. George says, I only watched the last of your streams. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh. You're funny. But I think why it's exhausting is because when you have an issue with someone, right? And they're like, this is the issue I have with you. And it's a legitimate issue. It's a true thing. That's fine. You can talk it out. Whatever. When people make things up and just are off in la la land, it's kind of exhausting because it's really, you can't really like work with that. You know what I mean? What am I supposed to say? What's up, Zebra Aquatics? How's it going? How's it going? Andrew, you going to the ACM meeting this next ACM meeting, Andrew? There's some cool stuff in there. There's some Caridina. I don't know if you've seen. I don't know if you've seen. I like these gold ring Daniels quite a bit. Let me see if I can adjust my lighting so they're not blown out. Anyways, yeah, I think a lot of people create problems where they don't exist, you know. Then you have situations. Keep it simple, aquariums, networking, and people. I agree. Then you have situations like whatever went down with the whole Scotty thing. The issue is that the way that they announced it left a lot of questions. So now, of course, everyone that is cool, super cool with Scotty and friends with him is probably not gonna like immediately turn against him off of something like that. So you've created now a divide where by default there's going to be two groups of people that aren't on the same page. So let's say that Scotty did conduct that did deserve that kind of response. Well, when you announce it like that, it's almost guaranteed that it's going to look like a certain kind of way, you know? It's not going to look super above board. Now you get all the rumors and stuff. It's hard to know what to believe, you know? And I get why you wouldn't announce the reason for things, but this is just the reality of doing it that way. Then the complicating factor. Zebra Clark said, I'm not sure yet. I think I'm going to go with rock climbing. Oh, that sounds fun. So I feel like it is a very, it's a delicate situation, which I do have empathy for. But I think that's why it makes it more important to just establish some better ways to handle it. Now, when I went to CCY, they talked about some updates to their bylaws, which I thought was really nice. I don't know if it's on the new versions on their website. And it was kind of along the lines of the things. It was like, I know it's like anti-bullying or something like that. I don't know. CCY, I really enjoyed the meeting at CCY, honestly. Carrie was super nice. Tanya was super nice. Everyone, I didn't talk to too many new people because I think we left afterwards pretty quickly. But I mean, it was, Becca was super nice. I'd met her before, but it was a great meeting. I enjoyed it quite a bit. And it was kind of like an extra, like, oh, this is nice. Like when they were announcing the bylaws and the changes. I think things like that are important. And maybe it would help when you're having conflicts. You have some kind of established way to handle it, but one that maybe isn't like super dramatic, like a fish trial. You know what I mean? Like, maybe the first step probably is a group conversation or something. I'm trying to find if they have an updated thing of their bylaws because I really liked it when they were talking about it. But I agree with George. Keep it simple. Focus on the fish stuff. I think that's nice. I think that's what most people do for the most part. I mean, anytime you have a group of people meeting together, there's going to be some kind of conflict, right? I'm going through the CCY newsletters. Okay. Let's see. Found the forums, awards, and programs. I'm sorry. I'm so tired. I'm moving so slow. It's killing me. Anyways. I would like to go to some new club meetings that I haven't been to before, though. I think that would be interesting because you do learn, oh, okay, this club, this is how they do this with their auction. This is how they do this with, you know, the food, even the how they set stuff up on the tables, how they do the flow of when people come in. I think that's interesting. I liked let's see, the CCY, yeah, the bylaw thing I liked. I liked the general vibe everyone kind of had. It was a good environment, lots of jokes the board were making and things like that. So I definitely probably try and make it to a couple more CCY meetings. At this point, I'm just yapping, so I should probably get off. I'm just basically sitting here just thinking out loud, I guess. I'm pretty excited about aquarium events this year, so I think that's why it's easy for me to talk about it for a bit, because I'm looking forward to the Clash for a lot of reasons. I want to, I just want to be more involved. Steve said Sabu makes that trip worth it. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. And then if you're cool, Carrie Tolva, her breeding room's around the corner is super cool to see. So yeah. I don't know. Whenever you have a situation where you're constantly I'm pretty excited for this year, basically, is all I'm saying. Steve said I'm not in the inner circle. What? Steve, you're all up in the inner circle. What do you mean? You're probably on that meeting, man. You probably told him how to deal with Nick. You probably said, here, this is the insults that always get him on the stream, guys. Come on. Here's all of his deepest insecurities. Talk to him about Nanochromis transvestitis. Ask him if he's bred it recently. He'll throw him off. Man. No, I'm excited for this year. I feel like a lot of clubs are innovating, doing new things. Seeing some wide adoption of auction fish. I think that feature of auction fish, of showing the locations and just everything when you post it, I think is really underrated. That's why I like talking about everyone on there I see on this schedule, because I think there's a lot of people, if they had a place where they could easily just say like, oh, here's all the auctions plus, you know, meetings attached to that going on. I think a lot of people would check that, so I'm pretty excited. I'm excited for that. We've had a lot of my own club. I'm excited. There's some new members. Last meeting, some new people came. Sometimes I wonder if I'm doing anything worthwhile, because I'm just not the most competent person. But, you know, we've been working together, getting stuff done. And last meeting, it was kind of low key, but it felt really nice. Some guy drove, not some guy, but I don't always say every single name. But a new member, after that meeting, he drove from DC. It was his first meeting there. I saw him walk in. He said hi and whatnot. He had been to some other club meetings and stuff before. But he was really excited. And he said that, you know, this was his favorite club meeting he's gone to and whatever. And the reason why he said is because he said, of all the meetings I've gone to, this is the first one where I've had a conversation with multiple people. Because it was like a social butterfly. It was all around. And our exercise was bingo with New Year's resolutions. So it was like a bunch of New Year's resolutions. You had to go ask people and find out whose resolution was which. So you kind of had to talk to people, learn what their fish keeping goals for the year was and stuff. And a few people, like, I didn't know how to pond, or I didn't know they wanted to breed X fish. Like, I just didn't even know their interest in that. Anyways, this guy, I saw him. He was having a great time. He was talking to Jessica even. He was like, how many fish takes you guys? She's like, none. But somehow they were chatting still for a while. And yeah, he said, yeah, this is my favorite meeting. How do I get a membership? This is the first time I had a conversation. Anyway, the reason I bring that up is because that was my whole idea for how we structure those meetings. I think there's a lot of improvement, but I've been really enjoying the focus on just building community friendships and like actually getting to talk to people at the meetings. And yeah, I think I go to other clubs and I see a lot of clubs doing things that are improving the experience. So I think 2026 is going to be a great time to start going to club meetings, honestly. So that's why I keep talking about it so much. Steve said, I'm trying to figure out if Andrew is fucking with us or if he's really super fucking human and going rock climbing. For those who don't know Zebra Aquatics, Andrew, I do believe he typically cruises in a wheelchair around. Could be for style. I don't know. But I imagine that has to. I don't know if anyone's gonna know this book series, but I read this book series. It was about a guy that was on Mars. I think he was the first person born on Mars, and he couldn't use his legs, but like they implanted something in his brain so he could control robots that would fix the facility and stuff. It was kind of a wild book series, but every time I think of wheelchairs, I think about that because like the weight on Mars is like you're heavier, so it was a huge plot point that this guy in the wheelchair was like super strong when he came to Earth because he was used to this gravity that was working him out or something like that. I don't know. So I could basically what I'm saying that I think he might be superhuman. Steve, come on, open your mind. Open your mind, Steve. This is your inner voice. I'm telling you to straighten up. Okay. Anything else we need to? Any other questions, comments, or concerns we need to talk about? I won't plug anything else, video wise. But it's been kind of a chiller stream. Shout out to Hygger for sending me the light. I think the light so far is looking pretty good. I gotta mess with all the settings, but you know that I'm a Casa timer individual, so I'll probably see if it works with that. But I'm sure it's got some different color modes and stuff that we'll discover. But let's see, my camera right now, my settings are 60, my shutter speed is 60, my aperture is 4.0 and 6/8, and my ISO is 800. So if you do camera filming stuff, that should give you an idea of the brightness of the light here. I think it's pretty nice. I think the colors look decent, not too blue. I don't think it's too blue. And the haze, it kind of looks a little blue on camera. But again, there's a bunch of settings I have not discovered yet, so I assume that's George asks, is anyone going to ACA in Lexington, KY? I think we did bring up. Was that one that was on something in Kentucky was on auction, that fish? Man, there's just so much stuff. But I'm not going. But if anyone else is going, time to meet. George seems like a nice guy. Bluegrass something. Oh, is that the bluegrass thing? I keep forgetting. Every time someone mentions it, I keep forgetting that I know what they're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That does sound fun. I don't think I'll be able to attend, but it does sound fun. Okay. George, that was your one question, comment, concern. Anyone else? Any questions, comments, or concerns before I get off? Zebra said, I actually just got back from climbing in Boston. Bro, where's like you should be putting this on your listings. Like, we need you climbing up the rock, and then like one of the plants you're selling is like in a pot above, and you like one hand, you're like on, and then the other hand you're like reaching for the plant. That would get a high bid out of me. Come on. That's dedication. Free game. Free game. That's cool though. Last time I did rock climbing was some kind of indoor rock climbing place a really long time ago. That's probably something I would enjoy. And then like you climb once or twice, you're like, okay, let me take a break real quick. JB Jeffrey said, oh yeah, hardest working, let's go. How long have we been streaming? Listen, we don't want to get too much into quantity over quality, okay? We're about to hit 3 hours. I think that's probably good. That's probably good. I might be back tomorrow. It depends. Maybe the Fish Mafia shut me down by then. I don't know. But if not tomorrow, Tuesday. I'm gonna try not to go longer than 2 days without streaming. It seems like I can go like 2 days without streaming and no one breaks down. But some of you have developed already a parasocial like dependency issue. If I go longer than 2 days, it's like, oh my god, he's never coming back. He's the worst person ever. Part-time streamer. Oh wait. JP Jeffrey says 4 days is my limit. Hold up. I got plenty of time. George said good night. Good night, George. Take it easy. Ever since I watched George stream where he's opening Christmas cards, I just can't. That's all I can think about when he comes in now. I just think, Christmas cards. He just opens so many Christmas cards, bro. This guy legit gets like 1,000 Christmas cards every year. It's insane. And it's kind of interesting seeing what all people pick. But okay, here's the current state of the tank. We'll revisit it probably. The fish are looking good. You can't see, but behind that rock in the left corner, there's even more limnophila back there, and I see some baby cribs back there. We got some rotala, all scraggly, but it's in there. So hopefully we'll see that start to move. And then we push the sage back some. We need to get it all the way in that right corner. And basically the next step for me is I need to catch the fish out of here. I don't want to be in there. I'm considering getting rid of the Australs, but they do look nice in there. I just don't think I can do the things in this tank I want to do with them in there. So that's the only thing. But all right. Last call. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, feedback. I feel like this has been a chill stream, so I'm feeling good. I'm gonna go and edit all the videos I should have edited 2 years ago. That's my plan for tonight. I'm gonna go take a shower, take a bath, and then I'm hoping to edit till 2 or 3 a.m. Get up, do my work, hopefully edit some more, and if I feel not too tired, then maybe around 8 or 9 I'll stream, but probably I'll wait until Tuesday probably, so I can have a better stream. Because I want to do some live culture papers or some egg fungicine papers. I've been looking at egg fungicine stuff. I'm looking at egg fungicine stuff a lot. A while back we read papers about using isopods, and they tested scuds, which didn't work out on controlling bad eggs and stuff. So I kind of want to look at that stuff again, as I'm now collecting more eggs regularly and it's relevant to me. So yeah, that being said, this has been a fun stream. Here's the state of the tank. We've made some decent progress, but there's more to be done. And I hope you all enjoyed reeling me into yapping about everything possible. This has been In My Tanks. Or has it? Has it been In My Tanks, or has In My Tanks been had, and have you been had by In My Tanks when he's been had by having In My Tanks had him? You never even considered that was a possibility, did you? You never even conceived of the thought that you could have been had by someone having been had by themselves being had, and then been bedridden by the hatters. You think about that as you go to sleep. Good night all, In My Tanks. I am out.